Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Roll Hit Die Presents Lost Beginnings. Our Sunday night game, a little homebrew that I've concocted over the last couple years. I ran one group through, and now we're running our second group through. Totally different location, totally different issues, but fun nonetheless. Well, at least for me it is. So, before we get into our character introductions and our actual gameplay itself, I'd like to give a shout out to GUI Cube, who is a sponsor for our Friday night games. They're a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons supplemental. Yeah, they're just lost a few fuses there, so I apologize. They are a 5th edition supplemental product that you can use to incorporate into your games at home, or you can run their campaign, which is the Red Star Rising campaign. On that note, once we reached, I believe I said it was 150 followers in Twitch, I planned on giving away a copy of the very first chapter. So, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, all that fun stuff, and give you a chance to earn it or win it whenever it comes time. Also, we are using Roll20 for the maps and miniatures that you see on the screen so that my players can see what's going on and my viewers can actually have an idea of, hey, he probably should have gone that way. Why'd he go that way? You can do the whole backseat driving thing for our players, but at least gives you an idea of what's going on in combat. Hero Forge is where we've made our miniatures. Hero Forge subscription packet allows you to take your miniatures, custom make it your way, however you see fit. Give it the outfits, the poses, as well as the coloring, and then you can turn around and turn it into a digital version that you can use for yourself and any digital games you have. They have a new thing which will allow you to take your players, put them together, and make yourself a party picture, whether it be in a tavern or out in the middle of a street, or I think there's 4 or is there 5 different backdrops, Marcus?
I believe there are 4 currently, but it's been probably a week or two since I've looked, so they may have added more.
All right. So on top of that, mostly I make sounds myself. Either tapping on the desk or making it with my mouth. But when I do, on that rare occasion, decide to pop on and use some sound effects to try to add some immersion to the game, I use Syrinscape. Once again, none of us gain any kind of benefit monetarily from any of these shoutouts. That's why they're shoutouts and not sponsorships. I just feel it's a good idea to let people know what we use when we're running our games. Also down below in the screen chat, you'll notice a description about what our program is, or at least what our channel is all about. And in that, there is a link for Extra Life. Now, we are always running an Extra Life campaign. We keep it open all year long. We try to re-up it when it comes time to be re-upped. The whole point is to try to collect money so the Children's Miracle Network, as well as the Children's Hospitals, can get a little bit to help out those kids with different sicknesses. Anything to help out the children. So please, if you'd like to, assist, help out, click that button down there, go to the link, and donate a little bit. Doesn't matter whose name you donate under at this point in time, just donate and assist. By the way, have you received your dice yet?
No, I have not.
It was supposed to be mid-October.
Yeah.
Okay. So once we get those dice from earlier on in the Extra Life thing, we will share them and let you see what they look like. Also down there next to the link for Extra Life is a link for our new webpage that Marcus has been working on, rollhitdie.com. Go click on that, see what kind of information that Marcus has put in there for us. Little stories, little excerpts, and I believe we're trying to work on getting a store set up. In the store we have, as of right now, we have 1 to 2 different designs on our t-shirts. So if you're interested in a t-shirt, shoot a message our way and we'll see what we can do about getting you one. Until we get the store up and running, that is. So I guess without any other further ado, is there any other announcements that anybody here would like to pop up and say so at this time? Nope.
Oh.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get a character introduction, and then we'll get into our recap. So, starting below me, we have our friendly flying rock dropper.
Yes, I'm 2 for 2 so far. My name is Curtis Ross. I am playing Gems, the winged kobold who drops rocks on unsuspecting or suspecting individuals who are not friendly and hostile towards his group and him. And yeah, he's following these folks around because they were all kidnapped, and he didn't want to leave them alone or be left alone. So he's with them now.
Next, we have our hopeless romantic, I suppose, or what's the proper phrase for somebody that likes to live in the books as well as read the books?
I don't know.
Wanderlust.
Yeah, Wanderlust would fit. My name is Tara. Tonight I am playing Felicity Brokeblade. She is a dwarven cleric who comes from a long line of blacksmiths. So they're not too happy with her choice to go more into the divine magics, if you will, as opposed to the muscle building blacksmithing. And as a librarian, she has had her nose stuck in a book, yearning for adventure, and here it is, and she's not so sure it's what she wanted now.
All right. Well, next we have her best friend in all things, I assume. Likes to put little pranks on her, and
fine. He's all
apparently he is the one we're putting the carrot in front of to get this thing rolling in certain directions.
No, I ain't played a prank since the house. Thanks. You know, I hurt her feelings one too many times. I learned my lesson. My name is Ronnie. I am playing Heathrow Diggory, human wizard, Cronergy. I'm out of spell slots.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Weren't you guys discussing something? Well, we'll discuss that next. Last but not least, we have the leader of the group, the one who is the
What?
man in charge, the one who tells us everybody where we need to go, and has the right ideas all the time.
Is Gennis being interviewed?
Wait a minute.
Yes. I am Bryn Stonefist. I am the brains of this operation.
I got to go.
Yep, we're dead.
I am a retired boxer. Was in my prime once. Got a little older. Decided to settle down. Got a tavern and all that. Then we got caught up in one of Felicity's little storybook tales. And we are here now. I am being ran by this scraggly human named Marcus Scott. Not quite sure how I feel about him, but we're good, I guess, for now.
Love how many different accents that intro held.
Yes.
I was going to say, are you talking in Dwarvish at one point?
So many.
And also, you'll notice down below that Kirigu is not here with us this evening. Kirigu is player Todd Meekum is out on how do we put that? I guess maneuvers, exercises, so he will not be with us this evening. And his character will be taken care of and portrayed by the statue. So he will be in his statuette form when everybody wakes up from whatever rest I think they were going to do. But you know what? Let's go ahead and get a recap. Who would like to give that for the GUI reward?
I don't remember.
So it's been a couple weeks, but what happened was we took a short rest. After that, we walked out of the room and Bryn saw a figure bolt past the door, and he decided to follow it. So we decided to follow Bryn. He saw it down the hallway, and as we were going, some of the floor started giving out a little, feeling a little weak. But we got over the floor, and when we looked under it, there was this gelatinous substance, but it was hard to tell what it was. So we went downstairs, and we were in some, you would call it shin, knee-deep-ish water in the basement. And we eventually noticed that the gelatinous substance we saw from upstairs was a gelatinous cube downstairs. So we were like, should we fight it? Should we not? Should we just leave it? And it started following us very slowly. So I decided, you know what? Let's just, start off with a bang, and I hit it with an arrow. And our wizard had this real good idea of, hey, I'll just hit it with this frostbolt and it can move 5 feet per turn. That's it. It can't do anything else, really. So Bryn was like, well, what should I do? Stay here next to me and just throw these rocks I have. Because if you punch that, it's going to hurt. So we managed to take out the cube, and it had a few things in it, nothing real major. I think it had some money, maybe, and maybe a gem or something. I can't recall. Yeah, it had a gem, worth roughly 50 gold pieces, I think. That we later found out was a gem of brightness. So we continued on, and we eventually got to a point where we were underneath in the cavern that we had seen from the story above, and we saw a shadow off in the distance. Some of us saw the shadow off in the distance in another room. So some of them ran straight towards that, while these weird shadows started morphing out of the floor that was just seemed to be a shadowy substance in and of itself.
Fine.
And when they would hit you, they seemed to sap your strength. It hurt a lot. I think a few of us were very close to not being able to stand or carry themselves. We did eventually manage to kill the blade-armed creature, and when we did that, all these shadows went away as well. We got into the room and found some gold items, silver, copper, all types of stuff, and it was electrum pieces that was in the ooze, not any other form of money. It was electrum. Mine like a steel trap. And yeah, we decided, you know what, maybe now would be a good time to, sit here for a while and take a rest, maybe even a long rest. Yeah, we did. While sitting there, Heath did use, I believe, the last casting of Wand of Web to put a web over the entrance we came in.
Mm-hmm.
We do know that the exit where the statues are is also trapped from being moved. And that's where we're at.
All right, so you guys decided you want to take a long rest. You pop the web. Is anybody keeping any kind of watch whatsoever?
I thought we started that.
Yeah, we were gonna start the watch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I was gonna.
I think it got late. We said we'll just go ahead and take care of all that.
Yeah.
Next time.
Gosh, at the time it was gonna be Caragru and I sitting up first. I thought.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
it's
everyone else
Caragru
is
and you.
sleeping.
So why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check as you're sitting there talking with Caragru.
Right. Let's see if I realize that he's just like, not there anymore. All right, you pretty dice. Let's go. 13 plus, so 16?
Okay. Yeah, you're listening. You hear the drip, drip, drip of the water coming down the side. Probably dripping from upstairs. You're steadily talking to Caragru, and you notice after a little while that he's not responding to you.
Did you fall asleep?
And you turn to ask him if he had fallen asleep, and you're looking at a statue.
This is... All right. I'll just pick it up, put it in my bag.
Yeah, you're pretty certain there's something weird with the magic on this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you were told a few things about it, but I don't think you were told about how periodically it just shoves him right back in.
I was not. But, I'm figuring it out as we go. Yeah. Definitely would be figuring that out slowly.
All right, but you do notice on the other side of you, there is as Guinness is on the other side of you, just kind of looking at you, cocking his head sideways.
Mm-hmm.
He's keeping watch with you.
I'll pet mechanical dog here.
Not mechanical.
You're asleep, dude.
All right, so let's go ahead and check to see if anything else happens during your watch. It seems to be that your watch goes off without much of a hitch.
So then I will. I'll go ahead and wake up Heath. Be like, hey, Heath,
And
so
I'm
it's your
already kind
watch.
of already awake, not really sleeping a whole lot because finding my my own personal spell book.
Are you gonna be okay for watch?
I'll be fine.
Okay. I go to bed.
I say that now. That's a natural 2, and I have.
That was your perception?
So that is a 6.
Okay, noted. You do remember? You do notice that when you woke up, that you're woken up to take watch. That Kerrigan is nowhere to be seen. The web is still there, and the trap door is still there, but Kerrigan is just—he's gone. He's nowhere to be seen.
Par for the course.
And of course, you
I just
have
say, are you gonna
Guinness
ask
with
for
you.
that?
As soon as Felicity goes to lay down and start getting some shut eye, Guinness kind of crawls up on your lap and lays his head on your knee, just kind of looking at you.
They're good puppers.
And I would pet him, but I don't want to. It's all good. So I acknowledge him, and I just kind of open the spell book and just turn a page or two, kind of read some, look up, just try to keep an observation. But I'm not really paying much attention to what's going on.
Are you transcribing anything into your spell book?
I am actually. I would like to, if I can get back to it. I'm going to, where'd it go? Use some cantrip formulas to change some of my cantrips.
Okay.
Other than that, no, I'm still going to hold on to a couple of things.
Well, Guinness's ears perk, here and there, time or two, but nothing seems to be of any interest. You don't hear anything, so.
Okay.
And apparently, I'm gonna say it's safe to assume Curtis is the one drawing that web.
I'm about to say, because it ain't me.
I mean, I'm not talking anything.
Who's taking the next watch? Because your watch goes by uneventful.
So I guess I'll wake up the Hulk. That is Bryn.
Oh. What?
Hey, buddy.
Huh? What?
Nothing else going on right now. If you don't mind taking this next watch, I'm gonna try to close my eyes.
Okay. All right. Wake me up when you're done with your watch.
Thanks.
So nobody keeps watch except for Guinness.
So I'll go plop down in the corner.
You don't even bother to wake him up.
If he doesn't wake up properly, I mean, I tried to. I'll try to nudge him, but man, it's your watch.
Okay. I got 14 plus perception 15. And Guinness. Yeah,
this time Guinness doesn't seem to be paying too much attention at all.
To be fair, he might be getting bored.
He's actually probably at this point in time laying over there next to Gems, actually. He's crawled over and decided to lay down next to Gems. And it seems like your watch goes off without a hitch and, no problems. You don't hear anything. You're all by yourself. You can click that long rest button.
I mean, okay, cool.
if you insist.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, dice says you can.
Oh,
let me just.
Yeah, sorry. Should have told you to get your card.
The fuck is that?
I'll hold them off. May be
+2
played
AC,
at any
+2
time
to
of your
saving
turn. When
throws.
you use this reward for 1 minute, you gain a +2 to your AC and +2 to saving throws. All other members of your party gain 10 extra feet of movement. So pretty much that's a get the fuck out of there, and you're holding everything off while they run.
It seems like it. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I need to put a martyr card in there for those who play Torg.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have had your rest. Now what?
Does the web still look good? Like, does it look like it was like
How long
disturbed
does
at
that
all?
web last? What lasts like a web spell, does it not? All right, let's find out. 'Cause
So I'm pulling it up now. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that web probably disappeared a long time ago.
Nice that you took the time to draw that out.
Hey, you guys were talking.
It lasts for an hour. So yeah, it was gone before Curtis started drawing it.
That's funny. All right, so this is the last of our food that we ate, so we have to figure something out. What's the
You
plan
ain't
from
eat my
here?
dog.
I would never eat Guinness,
All right.
but we have to figure out what we're gonna do from here.
Let's see. Nobody has a decent perception, so never mind.
Not yet. 13.
Yeah. The highest is 14.
Okay. So yeah, nobody notices what Guinness does with that comment.
Cool.
Well, there's water. Can't we just go fishing?
I mean, I have some extra that you guys gave me. I don't eat as much as you, but it's
Yeah, it's
not a
still
lot.
not enough for
So,
everybody.
But
Guinness,
yeah, we can
Gems, you said
go
you
out
had some
and hunt.
extra.
Food-wise.
Yeah. Well, how much extra do you think you have?
I probably have 3/4 of what they gave me left.
Okay.
You know,
Where'd you have it put?
it would have been in the bag
Which
holding.
Hmm. Okay.
That's where it would've
Why?
So you offer? Do you offer the food to anybody?
been. If they want it.
No, we should save it. Can you see how much you have though, so we know if it'll.
Let me see. I got some wood.
Hmm.
But other than that, I think we each had 2 steaks left. So I would probably have 1.5 steaks left over.
You
Look
have
at Dan's
half.
face.
Half a steak.
You have half a steak.
All right, that's fine.
Hmm.
It looks like somebody
Okay.
cooked the other one.
Who would have taken your food?
Not me.
I look at Guinness.
Guinness.
Guinness,
Did you get hungry,
did you
buddy?
see who?
Why
Did
would
you see who took
Guinness
his food?
cocks an eyebrow and looks at you like, you think I ate it?
No.
I
But
mean,
Guinness, did you see who took the food?
he's not a real dog. I don't think he needs to eat. And
I
I say
know,
that
but-
quietly out of Bren.
But
Hmm.
I'm thinking, I know Guinness wouldn't have stolen the food, but I'm wondering if Guinness can indicate who did.
Maybe it was Caribou. I mean, he's not here, but
We could blame him. That's fine.
he's always wanting to eat stuff.
All right.
Can't really ask him. I'll take the
Felicity.
statue out and mispronounce his name 4 or 5 times.
Well, I mean, and I'll rip it in
Doggone,
half.
Felicity, you ain't got nothing in your bags.
I got 1/4 of a steak if anyone else wants it.
What, Dan?
So you have nothing in your bags.
Oh, I have my stuff in a dock because it's hard to just add shit and call it what it is.
Well, I'm saying Felicity has nothing in hers.
Oh, everything's just listed in my equipment. I didn't put it in different pouches or
That's what I'm
anything.
saying. All
He's
I
saying
see-
it's gone.
All I see is, the equipment you're wearing. There's nothing beyond that other than common clothes and,
Potion of climbing.
We
I
don't have
didn't
much
have
there.
anything.
Your social outerwear. You're missing the shirt.
What the hell?
What?
Yeah, Looks like something may have taken some stuff.
Hold on.
I mean,
Can-
I'm
I'll
gonna check everybody's.
I'll do a quick look around, and I'd like to investigate the area to see if anything has come in or is
Dan, I'm adding one
anything
more
hiding
item.
in here.
Okay. Well, I've not got
Dude,
yours
it's
yet.
funny you think I have things.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
we didn't have anything.
You do find in your bag for some reason a horn. Felicity.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will look at this horn.
yeah, you've seen it before. Actually, Bren, looks like yours.
Hey,
Does someone else have my shirt?
how'd you get my horn?
I don't know.
I look down and the shirt is like a lot tighter. I'm like,
It ain't you.
no.
No. No.
Right
so-
here. I'm gonna give you your horn
Okay.
back.
Thank you.
How did
I
this?
don't ever.
Can everybody look to see if I'm missing a shirt?
Heath,
Mm-hmm.
when you went to do anything with your scribing, you do notice that part of the quill of your pen that you use, your
Mhm.
quill, part of the feather that's on the end of it, is been torn away, and your small knife seems to be missing.
Okay.
Well, I say missing. Jems actually finds it in his bag.
I mean,
Now is not the time to be playing around. Like,
I was sleeping the entire time, so I didn't see anyone. But I think it'd be good if we search the area to see if there's anything in here.
Yeah, I'm dude, I'd like to cast guidance and then see if I could investigate the area.
Okay, go right ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of asking, if that's something that I could do as well, or I could assist.
That's a dirty 20. Oh, with guidance though. Hold on.
I'll roll mine then.
21.
18. Double checking. Yes, 18.
Yeah, well, with your investigations, you do notice everybody seems to be missing at least one gold coin out of their coin pouch.
So there's 6 of us, so we'll mark off. Well, does that include Caragoo since he's not here?
Well, unfortunately, Kirigu's in statue form, so we can't check
Okay.
his bag.
Alright,
But each one
I've
of you
marked
realize
off.
you're missing at least one gold coin from your final tally.
Yeah, I think Gems was in
We
charge
got
of all the money.
A party fund is kind of how we were holding it up, but I'll take 4 off.
Okay.
And where are you carrying that at anyway?
Bag holding.
Yeah, never mind. You wouldn't notice unless you actually dumped it all out and checked.
And there's a few things in the bag of holding. I don't know if you've noticed my inventory under the bag of holding.
Oh, hold on. I will take a look.
It all fits. Some of the spears, short bows, long bows, hides, bone armor, bone dagger.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're doing an inventory.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. But you
There's a
can
lot
just
of
tell
shit
me
in
and
there.
I can.
Damn, buddy.
Yeah, it fits. I added up and it all fits, and there's plenty to spare. But yeah, if stuff's missing.
How much is plenty to spare?
That was like 300 pounds of stuff,
Okay.
give or take.
Now it's all gone. Damn pixies.
Oh,
Who knows?
Felicity. There's weird little drawings on the margins of your book that you found.
Is it? What do they look like?
Look like little vines, you know, like if you're sitting and you're doodling and you're not paying any attention, you draw little vines or like little doodles you might have done back in high school or something. Like the whole side's got this like vine drawing that comes all the way up to the top of the page.
Okay. And with my investigation, we don't notice anything in the room that seems off.
No, I mean, just looks like everything's the same way it was when you went to sleep, other than, of course, the web's gone.
This is really weird. I kind of. Heath, what do you want to do?
I mean,
Where
We-
to next?
I mean, obviously my parents came through here, but
Yeah.
from here, there's still more here, I guess. Or we need food.
We need
Well,
to go
maybe
hunting.
we'll
I think
come
we
out
need-
to another exit.
Yeah, we need to go. I mean, they're bound to come back or send more. Or, I don't know.
I will say, with your investigation that you guys have done periodically throughout the entire place, you found very little to no human remains in all these piles of bones. Humanoid, yes, but none of them actually
No,
been
human.
straight human.
Because there was a centaur
Mhm.
that was caught up.
Centaur, goblins, orcs, halflings,
Let's-
but no actual human remains.
Let's keep pushing forward. I mean,
I think we
This has to go
explored all
somewhere.
This place. I mean,
Okay. Shall I start moving these statues out of the way?
no. Remember, those were trapped.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I found
Yeah.
that out last night when we got in here.
can I look down the hole, Dan?
Sure. What you looking for?
Hmm?
What you looking for?
I'm looking to see if I notice any movement or.
No, just the the little ripples that are caused by the water dripping.
And I'm gonna make sure I look in the corners, like hang my head down a little bit, and
And then you had
You
a
want me to just go down
you had
there?
a 25 or whatever on your investigation.
21.
21. Yeah, you lean your head down. You kind of look around. A spider crawls past your face. Yeah, about that big.
I hate spiders.
We're
Okay.
back 2 seconds.
What?
I mean, should we just go down, or should we go through? Can you untrap these?
I can try.
I'll pat you on the shoulder. I believe in you. And cast guidance.
Okay, I know they're trapped. I'll look it over.
Give me a thieves' tools.
Does anyone
Why
want to
not
give me a hand?
I'm not
Bren, you're
proficient.
strong and these are heavy. If you could,
Okay.
when I tell you
Yeah.
to hold something, hold it while I take care of it.
Will
I'm
do.
not very helpful in this, but I can, like I
But,
said.
yeah, don't touch it otherwise. Thank you. Yeah. Will that grant advantage?
Well, who's helping?
Bren,
I
I'm
am.
having him hold
Bren.
stuff in position while I
I will
untrap.
let Bren give me a dexterity check to see if he can help you.
Okay.
Well, I
right.
could have said intelligence check, but I figured I'd go with dexterity.
You're nice.
So give me a
You're
dex
nice.
check.
No, you're nice.
At least I have expertise with this.
Oh no. Would a 22 help?
Okay, it was higher than a 10. You have advantage.
All right. How is a dirty 20? I rolled a 4 and an 11.
Oh yeah, with Bren's assistance, because you're looking at it like, well, if I pull here and I pull here, and Bren's like, I don't know, you sure? The idiot savant kind of notion. Maybe if you pull that one first instead of that one. But yeah, you're able to disarm the trap. You pull the right spring that
Nice.
doesn't activate, and you have disarmed it.
What was it going to be if it were to be set off?
You find a pouch of some sort that has a glass bottle in it, and inside the glass bottle some sort of green gas. Unless you want to pop it and figure out what it is. I mean, this is as much as you got.
Is it, it's disarmed. Can the bottle be taken and kept?
You disarmed
or-
it, so yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll take the noxious gas, I would assume, in it.
Yeah, some sort of.
Bottle that's sealed.
It's it's a swamp gas that, if inhaled and fail their Constitution saving throw, will take 3d6 points of poison damage.
3d6 poison gas. Okay.
I guess strength check to start unblocking.
That would be a good idea.
All right. Strength or athletics?
Well, we'll use athletics.
Okay.
Because it actually uses your proficiency modifier with it.
Okay, that would be a skull, so that's a natural 20 plus 6. The 26.
All right. Well, you tell me how this goes.
How are the statues crashed over?
We'll just toppled on top of each other from the sides.
All right, I'll just start picking whichever one's on top and throw it in its direction, and then grab the other one and toss it in the other.
No problem whatsoever. You grab one hand and just kind of sling it this way, and the other one you sling it that way. Makes it look easy. Like what everybody's problem with this thing was. It was just light.
I mean, you can open it from the outside, so.
Well, I did want to hurt my back
Yeah.
trying to push the door.
Is there a DC on that just for notes?
For what?
The poison trap?
We'll say 15.
Okay. Just putting it in there for notes, knowledge.
All right.
Well,
The
I
way is
guess.
clear.
I am thoroughly impressed. Let me see this.
Let's
Let me
go.
see that.
Oh, are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll run out.
Oh, teeth.
Oh my goodness. Look at that tooth.
Dude, big old tooth. Too far.
I think it, since stuff's going missing, I think it'd still be good to try and be sneaky.
So Dan, just to be clear, nothing that was taken was like any of our magic items, correct?
Correct.
Okay. About to say, I'll be like, look, cast detect magic.
I cast. No, you don't.
Yeah, so quick, I'm gonna check something. If we're thirsty, I got the water. If
Okay.
anyone needs that before we head out in the morning, since we kind of are out of food. At least getting some water in us would be something along the lines.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
All right. So what y'all doing?
Uh,
I'm gonna
Alright.
follow behind. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I think if we be sneaky about getting out of here, since being in here, and
yeah, start to stealthily move and
Well,
see
give me
about.
that. Give me that
we
stealth check.
we basically saw everything there was to see. You guys,
You think so? You've not seen any other doors or something you may not have
yeah,
checked?
yeah.
So I guess we're gonna make
Choose
our way
this
out.
one. Ooh, I'm hidden from everyone but Heath.
I
Apparently
got a
hidden Heath right now too,
16.
'cause he's not here.
He sees me.
What'd you roll?
Ooh,
Rolled a 9 plus or a 5 plus 9, so
I have a
14. So
19.
14, a 19. Bren is
I got
shit
my
on
live show
stealth.
going on.
I am too. I just rolled well.
But you're going upstairs.
you
That's
roll
all going upstairs.
normally, right? Because you have your sneaky cloak.
You told me 5 minutes ago you were going upstairs.
Gotcha. So
Advantage is a thing,
yeah, I guess.
which is good because it was going to be a 3 or 17 as my base. So.
Pick up Heath and take him over. Pick up you, take you over onto the other side of this if we want to make our way out.
all
This
right.
way? Or
I
this-
was thinking back this way towards the exit.
All right, that's what I thought, but I'm just making sure.
All right,
Yes,
so
yes.
you guys pretty much make your way back out. So I'm just going to go ahead and we'll bring this one up, which I need to bring you guys to it, and I need to clear out all the dead.
Oh my god, dead bodies.
Ah!
I mean,
They're
it
still
depends.
there.
Are they still there?
No, they're not there.
Oh,
I would-
that's not good.
You've been in long enough that something may have eaten them.
I would like to do a quick perception check for any wild game of sort.
Okay, go ahead.
Or
Running
anything.
Yeah, big or
Just
small.
everything.
All right.
Squirrels, rabbits, skunks, beavers, anything. Alligators,
Give me a perception.
All right. Is the sun out? I mean,
Actually, it is.
Okay, then I will be
I
doing this
didn't-
perception check in the tree line.
And
I'll
I'm
be
giving you
sneakily
guidance on
going
it.
through the tree
If you
line.
are you telling people that you're looking for food, or are you just going?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys know that I'm gonna go and look into the tree line, in the tree line,
Do
so
well,
I don't have
friend.
disadvantage. So I will take the D4. Ooh, that's a good roll. That's 18 plus 1, 19
Okay.
on my looking for wild game, big or small,
Give me just
yay or
a moment.
nay.
We'll see what you find. You may have actually found something.
Sorry.
Welcome back.
We're out.
You guys are outside.
And
Yeah,
Jem's is looking for game.
I took off real quick to try and go find some food for us.
And while you're doing that, I will. Where are you? The wand
Yeah.
of enemy
Recharging.
protection. Yeah.
Oh, you were using that as well. Cool.
Just to be on the safe side that there's nothing.
Then 60 feet.
Yes.
Mort.
That out.
More roll this real quick. 6.
Let's see.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Not a problem.
It's all right. Give me a second. I'm just looking up something. You do see something. What it actually is another story.
Okay.
It's Heath's parents. Oh.
Food!
Oh, wait. What?
Tastes like chicken.
Oh no, you'd have to ask one of them from Friday.
Damn it.
Give me a D10 roll, Kurt.
Okay, a D10. Oh, I do have a D10 out. All right. Let's change. 7.
All right, 7. Give me a D20 roll.
18.
So we have 18 level 7 Minotaurs.
That's not really funny.
That sounds like a great time.
It's not food.
Yeah,
It could be.
You see something kind of prowling around in the trees. You've seen something similar to it before, but in a smaller scale.
Okay.
The old mare had this fur thing with claws that would scratch on the post at the tavern when it came over, and always kind of tilt its head sideways and look at you funny when you were in its way.
So is this a big cat?
It does appear to be a big one. This one's orange and with like black stripes on it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. I'll go back and let everyone know what I found for food. Seeing that and knowing that it can be ate, but it's not something I can take down solo right now.
Get a spear out. If you need help.
I mean, I open my bag and I got some spears and
And one
daggers
flies
and
out.
stuff. What?
I said one flies out.
Okay. Oh,
You said I've got spears, so one flies up out of the bag.
Yeah. Besides that, I'll close the bag. Other things. If someone wants that one.
What was that?
Spear.
Yeah.
I
So
understand that. Why did it come flying out?
I don't know. I didn't do that before.
What'd you put in there?
And
How much stuff is in your bag?
a
can we
poison
just-
trap, some oil, a slippery
No, can we
lantern, dust of disappearance, gem of brightness,
dump
statue,
it out?
art, brass mug. Oh God, do you want me to dump out everything in the
No.
bag?
No. I cast
Let's
comprehend languages. Open the bag.
There's food though. I think we should deal with that first. We need food first.
Okay. Okay. The hell's in
Just
your
like-
bag?
Fuck. I don't know.
Something's gonna come out of that damn bag. It's gonna whoop our ass.
Dan, we don't know
So
if you're making a noise because sometimes you do that. Can't hear you.
I'm not making one.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Just checking.
I'm doing the best to give her the laugh.
all right. So yeah. I think we should sneakily go get lunch or breakfast.
Okay.
Food. We're gonna go try and attack this tiger that we don't know much of. Sure.
I mean,
chance I
it
could
wasn't
get
an
the eye?
upright tiger with backwards thumbs, was it?
No, wasn't walking upright. Like I said, it reminded you of
Okay.
the cat the mayor had.
Okay, and yeah, I'll let you guys know that that's what it reminded me of, but it was a much bigger.
Okay. So
If we're going sneakily, I just rolled a 13 for stealth. Not as good.
So yeah. I mean, food's food, and it's not talking food.
4.
If you want stealth rolls, I can give you another stealth roll.
yes, I would like stealth rolls.
17.
Excellent.
I love having expertise because I rolled an 8.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna have my bow ready to go. I'm gonna pick up some more rocks.
All right, so you saw it over here. Where are you
Okay.
at? You're right there. You
Yeah.
saw it over here.
So we'll
Oh,
start
kinda where
making
we
our
were
way over
staying.
there.
Oh, that's where we used to be. So yeah. When I get to here, do I still see it?
Jesus. Oh, I'd love to. My map keeps screwing up. Yeah, what do you tell me? Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, he's just kind of tail flapping back and forth, sitting up there on the ledge. I couldn't find a tiger right off the bat, so
We got a panther.
you got a panther. Yeah.
Hey,
It's still
it's a cat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so we can kill this, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We need something to cook.
So
Well-
what was
Branko.
everybody's stealth checks?
I'm
13?
17.
17,
8 plus 9.
4.
4, 13.
13.
Heath, what was your stealth?
You're
I keep
muted.
moving 14.
You were
Okay.
at 14 as well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when you get a view at this big cat with the black and stripes on it, it's no longer lounging. It's looking at you.
Yeah, that checks out.
I rolled a
It
natural
is.
20 plus a 3.
Here,
so
kitty,
it's
kitty,
23
kitty, kitty.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Cool, 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 cool.
Well, I mean, does anyone know how to talk to animals?
No, I don't know how to talk to animals.
Okay.
I mean-
know.
What are we gonna do? Tell it we're gonna eat it?
Well, I mean, if you can talk to it, we normally wouldn't eat it.
But if you could talk to animals, we would never eat any meat.
Okay.
Whatever. Dinner's
You know.
dinner.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. It's like, it's not talking
Alright.
meat, so it's food.
Okay.
All right, switching my
Do you want
dice.
initiatives?
Well, I mean, I'll put the cats in initiative, yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't notice that.
Oh, ew, a 7.
Fucking Christ. I go before the cat.
So does she.
I need to.
I mean, it knows
Go
you're there,
before
but
me.
apparently it's not paying you any mind yet.
All right, just a second. Fucking hell.
It's already my second
So-
dice change of the night. Great.
Alright, so I will double
Let me
check the
change that.
initiative order here in just a second. As soon as everybody's rolled. Everybody's rolled.
9 plus
Heath, are you a
3,
24
12.
or are you a? You're not on here.
I'm 24.
Okay, Jims, you're not a 22, are you?
No, I wish.
Um,
Rolled a
You're
5
8.
or 3.
you're an
Yeah, I
8,
rolled a
right?
3.
All right, Felicity, you're a 7 instead
Yep.
of a 20.
Jesus.
Yep.
Bren, are you a 13 or a 22?
I'm a 12
Okay.
and 16.
Well, it says 13, 16 instead of 12, 16.
Yeah.
I
Well,
see
I'm trying to
13
change that, but
on here.
keeps
as
wanting
long
bounce back.
All right, the loss is gone. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. I don't know why it's still there. Oh, that's layer action. All right, so reset the descending. Call them out. Heath, you got a 24.
Yes, sir.
Bryn next with a 12.
Mm-hmm.
Jem's next with an 8.
Yep.
I guess Guinness with a 7. Felicity with a 7. And, of course, the cat with a 6. So, Heath, Gems has pointed out this very large cat. Why don't you give me a nature check? You're a learned feller.
I am very much a learned feather.
You're a feather?
Yeah, feather.
What'd you get?
That would be 17 total.
Yeah, you know this big cat is what they call a tiger.
Guinness. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. So I guess with knowing, because I'm a learned feather,
Mm-hmm.
I would go ahead and cast, because dinner is dinner.
Sadly, it
Sorry.
has to be a beautiful
I mean,
creature.
We
Circle
could
of
use that
life.
skin too.
I'm gonna
Claws.
cast Ray of Frost at it.
Okay.
That is a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And 1d8 for 6 frost damage, and his speed is reduced by 10 feet.
All right.
How tall is this ledge?
I'm going to say about 10, 15 feet high.
Okay.
And I'll stay here. So that'll.
Okay.
Sorry, it has to be this way, but we've got to continue on.
So,
Gotta
Bryn,
live.
I will activate my ring.
We
Of
don't got no
jumping.
druids or rangers.
I'm going to start running, and as I get to this ledge, I will jump up. That's what, 5, 10. Leap up to top, because at my height and strength, I can leap like 35, 40 feet in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a really high jump and a really long jump.
Yeah. So that's what, 15 so far?
I think so,
20.
yes.
25, 30. Can't quite get to it, looks like. So, as my bonus action, I will rage and just growl at this type.
Okay.
Meow!
Are you sure you don't want to get right next to it?
Can I get right next to it?
Action,
That's 30.
don't you? Or is it an action to activate your ring?
It's an action to activate my ring.
Fuck. Okay.
All right, Jim.
Okay. So I'm gonna move in the air to there. I see it. Sun's out. Can I be behind the wall so I'm not in the sun? And is it under a tree so it's not in the sun?
It's under a tree, but if you get behind that wall, you won't be able to see it.
Okay. Okie dokie. All right. I'm gonna use my bonus action to steady aim to negate the disadvantage and shoot at it. That's gonna be 15 plus numbers.
Plus numbers?
Yeah,
Well,
7.
It's enough.
So yeah, 22. And no sneak attack, just short bow. 9.
Okay, I'll take your 9.
That's gonna be it. It's me. That's my 9 points of damage to it.
All right. Well, Guinness is down there on the ground.
He's just barking.
All right. Felicity, what are you doing?
All right, so I'm gonna go 5, 10. Is it difficult to get down? this part here?
No, not too much. I mean, you walk around that edge. The rest of this is a wall.
25. And I can't see up over that because it's on a hill, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to use the rest of my action to try and climb up that. I'm going to try and dash. So to get here, what kind of...
Half your movement. So, I mean, it'd be your entire...
I have enough to get up there.
Yeah,
I just...
you'll get right to the top.
Okay. And then...
You'll be like cresting the edge as you see Bren standing there, and then the cat.
That's
kinda
okay.
Looking at
Because
you
with my bonus action... Nope, that's it. That's all I'm going to do right now. So that's my turn. I can get up there.
Alrighty. I'm in the air.
Oh, I know.
Okay, just make sure.
Yeah, you're in the air. He's 15 feet up from the ground.
With a leap over at you. You're looking like a snack.
Yeah, hope not.
I'm gonna try,
Okay.
because
It's a long ways to jump.
Yep.
Hopefully.
So
But I'm right here.
And there's a big mean guy right there, but I
Who
shot
just
him.
growled at you.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does fire or cold damage.
Actually, you know what? That would
That was-
require a jump. So let's see.
I know lions. I'm not sure about tigers having a jump distance if they have a run. I know a lion does.
I would think so.
It's less of it's just like part of their movement.
Okay, so it looks at you, it turns and dashes the other direction. About 5 to 10 feet, it stops or slides, turns back and runs straight at you, Bren.
All right. I assume strength check.
Well, you gotta be able to hit you first.
And you're pretty stout.
$17.
Negative.
All right. Well, he jumps and lands next to you, barely misses you.
Glad he attacked you, not me.
So yeah, that's it for his turn. That was a miss. Heath,
Do I still see him?
from your angle, I'll say you barely see him. He's going to have partial cover from you.
Okay, so then I'm just going to point and cast my new cantrip. Toll the Dead. So I just need a wisdom save, please.
Oh, nice.
All right, wisdom save. What is my wisdom save? Got it. DC.
15.
All right, so 4 doesn't make it.
All right, so he's already been hit. So
Yep.
a D12. That's an 11.
All right, noted.
That's it.
All right, Bren.
Oh, grapple the kitty.
I was sure you would. Give me that grapple check.
Ooh. Never mind.
You're raging.
Oh,
I don't think
I
that
am.
gives you any advantage on grapple, just on strength checks.
Strength.
Yes,
Grappling.
check.
your call, Dan.
Go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
Because grapple is like a strength-based check.
Okay, that'd be a 14 compared to a natural 1.
Well, that beats my 9. So you haven't
Okay.
grappled.
All right. And I'll just squeeze on tight and just smack him twice in the nose. Saying, go to sleep, kitty. Go to sleep. That is a, what's my bonus? 6. So 21 for the first. And, ooh, not 20 on the second.
Okay, so give me the damage.
Well, shoot.
So
Poor tiger.
First one does the full 12 points of damage.
Okay, and he goes limp in your hand.
And then the second one crits, he just
I was gonna say,
explodes
I didn't
everywhere.
really need a rage for just a random tiger encounter.
Well, there might be more than one tiger, but it might just
Yeah.
be one tiger.
See, because he did say roll a d20, so I figure it'd be like 20 of them. Considering
No.
you rolled an 18.
I went in the manual and found beasts
Gotcha.
and rolled. There's 10 pages worth of beast, 20 beast per page.
Yeah.
You rolled a d10 to find out what page was rolling on.
Hey.
7 and 18.
I like it.
Cool.
The second hit will hit him right
You're
in the
hitting
eye
with the
socket.
second hit.
Yes, and pulling out his eye.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So yeah, it goes limp in
Tiger's
your
eye is a
hand,
gem.
and you punch it again and pretty much crush its skull in, and I guess you grab a hold of its eye or whatever in the process,
And brain. And
Yeah.
and just
That's
Eye of the
fun.
tiger.
goo and gore is just kind of dripping off your hands.
I mean, I don't think any of us here are practiced enough to replace an eye of yours with a tiger's.
Didn't you hear
could
that
try.
Bard song about
is
the
the
tiger's eye?
eye of the
No,
tiger.
I
I've heard that song before.
So you killed the fucking tiger.
The tiger's dead.
What are you doing up there? I'm hungry.
What are y'all doing?
I'm gonna
I-
look and see if there's any other tigers in the area.
Yeah, make sure that there's
Just make
nothing.
sure it wasn't alone.
Okay, give me a perception.
I'm gonna fly into the trees over where it was near, and that's a 23.
And you don't see anything else.
Alrighty.
Matter of fact, it seems like all the commotion fighting the tiger may have scared off any other smaller game.
That tiger's plenty big for 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't see any more tigers or any other things in the area.
I'll
I-
walk
I
over
had-
to. Go ahead.
I was thinking this morning, and I kind of reached and learned a little bit about surviving in the wilderness today.
Okay.
So I think if we need to, I can help with that.
Okay. I can help a little magically with whoever's gonna handle this.
I mean, I have, and I lift up this many fingers. I'm this confident because I hold up my entire hand, and
I'm just looking
Got
around, Dan,
4 fingers.
because I'm like, they're all up there, and I'm like,
I
Why don't
can
you give me
you
a
know,
give
perception
you-
check too?
this is roughly how good I am at
Oh,
surviving.
oh, there you go, Dan. Woo, disadvantage.
Yep.
All right.
Down by there.
Well, I can give you a hand. I just don't have a dagger to
Okay.
skin this with.
I got one on my hip, but
I'm not gonna chrono ship that. Since
Right.
that was my fault.
Can anybody clean these things? And I hold up a dagger that I've been stabbing things with.
Hello.
I mean, you have a spell for that, right?
Heath, you want to get over here?
Where y'all? Hello.
Come on. I'm on the
He
ground, so you
goes
probably
to-
can't see me.
He goes to move
Prestidigitate it.
and can't.
What?
He goes to step forward and can't.
Eve,
Okay.
what's the matter?
Hello.
I'll go over to him. What are you doing?
He
I'll
seems
figure out
to
where
be
you're going.
shorter than you remember seeing him last time.
How short?
Well, Bren's the one. Oh, you over there looking too?
Well, I'm
probably
on the
6 inches shorter than what you remember.
He's always been short to me, so.
Hey, Gems, can you
Huh?
carry me over towards him real quick?
I can go get him, or I can take you, yeah. And
Yeah.
how heavy would this tiger be if you were to take a guess?
I'm hungry.
Tiger?
Yeah.
Probably about 300-400 pounds.
Okay.
Huh.
I
You
can
may
drag
carry
it. Yeah, if you could carry it, I could drag it if it were the latter half of that.
Dan,
and
I'm
I'll
just gonna
take
start
you
making
over.
my way down that hill.
Yeah,
and
I'll take
going
you
over
over.
towards.
Okay.
towards it.
I'll pick,
However long that
pick up the
takes.
tiger and leap down to them. Since it's
No,
still
no,
within the
stay
minute.
there.
By the
I
time you
think
guys
get ready
get
to
to
jump.
him, he's another 6 inches shorter.
Or
What
I don't look.
happened?
Why the fuck did I look down? I'd be looking up and just slowly looking down.
What happened to you? What changed? Did you eat something? Are you wearing something different?
Nope.
Oh, that's weird.
What the
I'm just
heck?
standing here waiting on you.
No, you're getting progressively shorter.
Shit, I don't have a curse thing. Can I do an Arcana check to see if I know something that would cause this, or
Sure, you can give me an Arcana.
okay?
And as you're doing that, he is now 8 inches shorter than he was.
Oh fuck. 21.
21. You can't think of anything magically based that would cause him to be shrinking like he is.
What did you do?
I did nothing. I literally did. I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
Can
is
I
there
pick him up?
any
Well,
check?
can he
Try.
move?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
So
I
you
try
walk up,
and-
grab him to pick him up.
Yeah.
All right, you grab a hold of him. Give me an athletics.
Okay.
Just a
Let me
second.
look at.
And I mean,
Okay,
I'm
that
not
is
proficient
a
with
+4. Okay. Ooh. 18 to 22.
22. You grab a hold of him and you lift, and you're certain you lifted him up. Everybody else sees her go about 8 inches shorter.
I can't get any smaller. That wouldn't be good.
Can I move now?
Nope.
So if this continues, you're going to be about as tall as I am.
Oh fuck.
All I know
What
is
are
I'm
you-
hungry.
So I'm going to be looking.
So Heath is now 4 more inches shorter,
Um.
and
Can I play all
Felicity
the
is
way?
now 3 more inches
8,
shorter.
4, 4, 8.
They're
Well-
shrinking. I don't know
Mine is
why.
11
Bro,
inches. I'm like
I
I'm
am
3'3" right now.
I am 4'2".
So you're her height, or
Yeah.
you were her
So
height.
how many feet is that now that I've told you?
I was
For
2 and a
me, it's
half.
11
2
inches.
and a half. Yeah, you're about thigh deep in whatever the hell this is.
So
We're sinking?
are they
You're
sinking?
sinking.
Okay.
Dems, can you pull us out?
You're hilarious. Okay, so I am going to pull out the 10-foot pole that I had that we picked up, and are they in quicksand? Does it look like they're sinking?
Looks like they're
Okay.
So I stopped moving.
I'm gonna see if I
You
can.
did specifically
pull.
ask if there's anything magical that was causing him to shrink.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello.
So.
All right, so
on the pole, I'm gonna see if I can, help get Heath out.
yep,
by,
he's 6 inches
pulling him
shorter
out.
now.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pull him out with you having him hold the pole while I try and. Lift him
Just
out.
got 7 inches shorter.
What are y'all doing?
We need your help, Bryn. Come here.
I'm like
Now-
2.5 feet tall now. Like
I'd like to help Heath out.
You're
since-
about waist deep in whatever this is.
So
So yeah,
I'll
you
leap
get down there,
down.
Brand, and you notice that they're both about waist deep in the muck.
yeah, they're and like.
I'll
they're
reach down,
thinking
grab
something.
Felicity, and try to pull her up.
Okay, so you walk up to Felicity and grab her.
I would
Yes.
try and stop you because they're sinking.
I will.
We need to lift them up from over here. If
Oh.
you could stand on that rock
Okay.
and finding
Just-
a sturdy rock for him to stand on, then having the 10-foot
Stop.
pole.
Worry
lift
about
Heath
her.
out.
Worry about her.
Well,
No,
I
I'm
mean,
fine.
wanting to do this right now, getting him situated, and then helping him get Heath out, then
5
helping.
inches.
So,
Dan,
so
if I grab the sides of my cloak, can I try and fly up?
You're wearing the bat one, right, for your
Mhm.
stealth. You can certainly give it a shot.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it, and because I'm a little panicky, because I have like this much of my body, I'm gonna try and get out.
All
And
right. So
and-
why don't you give me an athletics to try to pull yourself out of here?
while she does that, I cast Misty Step.
Oh, all right. So I'll just put the
25.
Huh?
25.
Yeah, you pull it up and you just start to pull and you feel it pulling against your legs and you look over and you see Heath just vanishes.
No, why didn't you grab my feet?
Just as I
Right.
grab for Heath, I'm like,
Shit.
But
I'm hungry.
You're able to pull yourself out of the muck. And about, what do we say, 30 feet away, he's standing
Yeah.
on a rock and he looks at you guys. I'm hungry.
What are you doing?
what the?
What the
all right.
hell?
I guess whatever. Okay, I'll.
How
take,
do you disappear?
How did?
What are you talking about?
I think you've cast. Have you cast this before?
Oh,
I don't think he's cast any Misty Step
Okay,
yet.
so yeah, you just teleported over there, magic, sure, whatever.
He just kind of
Um,
turned in a little bit.
I've been standing here the whole time. I'm hungry.
Insight check.
was just reaching out for you.
Natural 20.
What's your insight?
It's a +2,
Mine's
and
plus
I rolled
4,
a
so
4.
24.
So yeah,
I wouldn't have been
you're-
able to meet
you're
that.
confused because you're certain you saw him right here a second ago.
I was poking him with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, but he says he's been standing over there the entire time, and
Is
he
he
sounds
covered?
very convincing.
Prestidigitate.
But the problem is
There,
he is covered in mud,
and now he's not.
and then all of a sudden he's not. But he didn't do that before he told you that he had been standing there the entire time.
So yeah, I'll pick you up, bring you over.
Okay.
I'll fly over and
Let's cut this tiger up. Let's get
yes.
food and whatnot.
I have just enough movement to make it to the
Hey,
edge of
hey,
this.
hey,
with
Bram,
my
what were
flight.
you doing as everybody decided fuck it and move their way up to the top?
Sinking.
No, he was on the rock.
He's
I tried to get him on a steady rock-like surface.
I know.
not-
Yeah, I was looking at Heathrow, looking at where I tried to grab him from, back to him, to there, to him, to there.
Brian, come on.
Huh?
He's fine.
Oh,
He cast a spell or something, man. We gotta go.
okay. Then I'll leap up there
Yeah,
with
and
the dog.
That was your punishment for rolling a 1 on your perception. You didn't realize you stepped into a
Whoops.
thing of quicksand.
sand.
My bad.
Hey,
So yeah.
I didn't
Mister,
step in
I'm
anything.
hungry. Do
Mhm.
you think maybe you could be careful where you're stepping? Are you okay?
What are you? I'm fine. What are you talking about? I was literally standing over there waiting
I'm
on y'all.
standing there like covered, dripping in this quicksand, going.
Prestidigitate.
All right, so I'm gonna bring out a knife. Anyone want to help me real quick?
I
Yeah.
give you a shot. Okay, you give.
And then I will.
Who's helping?
Well, I was gonna cast, and I can help. I'm decent in survival.
Casting,
I will-
casting what?
Guidance.
Do,
Okay,
Yeah, so
who's
I can
gonna
do
assist or
survival,
hit?
or I can help someone do survival.
do we have any wood or anything
Yes.
around it? All right, so I will start the fire or start working on that while y'all are doing
So I will mark off the 1.5 pounds per campfire of kindling. So we are down to 44.5 pounds.
it. All right.
All right, and you keep that kindling in your bag.
Yes.
Yeah. As soon as you open your bag and you say something about getting the kindling out, it flies out of the bag.
I forgot about that shit.
Close the bag.
Wait a minute.
Who's
Later.
helping you?
Let's-
Who's helping you skin this?
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
You cheeky
So who wants
bastard.
to?
You bastard.
So who wants to help?
Bren, are you good at
Yeah.
this?
I can certainly try.
I mean,
I don't have a knife. You want me to rip the skin off?
No, that's
Well,
why
maybe
I
you could
have my.
help maneuver the large cat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me give it a shot.
Give me a survival roll, and we'll see if you can
And-
get high enough to give an assist.
With guidance.
And are you going to guidance him?
Guidance him,
or
or
guidance
you
me?
guidance?
Oh
guidancing,
no, I'm guidancing whoever has the knife and is helping the cat.
15.
Killing
Okay,
the
it's higher than a
cat.
10, so
Skinning
you have
the cat.
advantage. He
All
is
right, so
assisting
I
you.
will have a D4. That's going to work. That is a 17 plus 6. 23.
6, 23. Okay. You're able to, well, other than of course the mangled head and skull
Face.
area, you are able to skin it properly to save the entire coat, minus of course the head. You'll get, we'll say, 2 days worth of ration wise meat off of it for the 5 or 6 of you.
So 2 days worth of meat off the entire tiger. Okay. Claws, teeth.
You're able to get, let's see, 5 decent claws off of it, and both canines, as far as the teeth are concerned.
All right.
There's only one salvageable eye, though, and somebody's already yanked it out.
Yeah, and then 2
Oh, Felicity, here you go. I hand her the eye.
tiger fangs.
I just look at him. I don't want it.
Didn't you click the eye at the house before? This is what you do.
It.
Well,
I'm not
then.
collecting eyes, Bren.
No, that's another character out of the Knights of Near.
Yeah, that's someone that we met. That,
Victoria?
yeah, had a jar full of eyes.
Yeah, Jarful.
I picked up the one as a reminder. I don't.
Brandon, if
He's
you ever
on-
heard me mention a tiger's eye, it's a gem. It's a jewel. Not literal.
Oh. So what am I supposed to do with this?
It's the fuck, I
throw
don't
it in the
care.
fire.
Keep it. Just do whatever you want.
Roast it
Okay.
and pop it in your mouth like a cherry tomato.
Mm.
Is it good?
Very
I've never had
juicy.
it.
So we got the tiger's
Okay,
pelt minus the
So
head.
somebody's
and
going to
2
try
days
to
worth of
persuade
food.
him with a dice roll.
Yep. That's a natural 20.
So Heath seems to be very convincing in telling you that it tastes very good and juicy.
Very moist.
Okay.
Unless
At
you
least
want
that's
to
what-
insight and get higher.
So
11.
persuasion would, yeah, well, I got a 0 as a bonus. So
Yeah.
it's just 20.
I'm not very insightful.
So do
But-
you roast that thing and then pop it in your mouth?
Yes.
Extra moist.
All right. So yeah, it was very juicy, but not tasty.
So as he goes to pop it in, I will prestidigitate some flavor.
Oh well, never mind. What flavor does it taste
Ugh.
like?
Oh my gosh,
Tomato.
like blueberry muffins or
So
something.
yeah, you pop it in there and it's just like he says, like a cherry tomato.
Hmm.
There's no seeds.
Maybe I should serve this at the restaurant.
Oh,
You totally should not.
This is
So,
really good, though. Try it.
No, thank you.
Well,
There's only
there's
the
only one.
Try.
Have to wait till you find another animal with an eyeball.
He will be able to eat them all. He won't have to fight for anybody for him.
Nope.
More steak for me.
All right. So what are y'all doing now that you've just confirmedly grossed out each other?
Cook some food for the 2 days worth of rations, and now we
Can
have.
we get anything with that pelt? Can we save the pelt at all? We don't have time.
We got
do
the
we?
pelt minus the head, basically.
Right, but to tan it properly, we need time.
Yeah, we can. It's just,
And we don't even have
just-
salt or anything. I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
do.
we can
Everyone
do
needs
anything.
got salt.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the 2 book learned ones give me a we'll just say a general knowledge check.
Yeah, because out of the hide we can make
Natural, just a 19.
Yeah.
glue and stuff.
You're certain that you guys can. It's just a really nasty procedure to tan it out here.
Mhm.
It would require
Mhm.
you to piss on it. And
Ben!
that's where the salt comes from
Yeah.
to do so.
It's on.
And matter of fact, you're certain that some of the
Alright.
bigger towns actually use
I'm putting it in the bag
animal
of-
urine and feces to tan hides. That's why it's a very nasty and smelly job.
Please don't pee on it.
Yeah, when he says pee on it, I just shove it in the bag.
Ooh, ew, ew. Everything in the bag is going to get.
I don't know if that's how it works, but
But now I really gotta pee.
I will cut that fucking thing off, Bryn.
Oh god, I got dizzy.
Oh shit! I was not expecting
That
that
was not either.
at all.
Yeah.
Cestro would not be happy with you.
Are you okay?
We have no idea if they're even alive. But right
So-
now,
So while we're
let's
While
take
we're-
things slow. Calm down.
so
All right,
we're preparing to cook the steaks.
who's cooking them?
I am not. I am going to take 10 minutes to ritually cast comprehend languages while you prepare that damn steak.
All right, I'll start to cook steaks.
Give me a
What is
performance
the check to cook the steaks?
Performance.
Oh, I'm not
Cool.
proficient, but I'm not a negative.
I got this. I got this.
I can try and help, but it's up to you.
All right. And,
Try.
and of course, Bren is watering the rest of the quicksand bed.
Oh God.
That's fair.
I mean, can
you
I help?
helping?
I'm not proficient with performance, but I'm not. I got a +1 in it.
All right, you want to try to assist?
If I could try to assist,
You can. I mean,
13 +1.
all right. So that gives you the advantage.
All right.
How bad did the steaks taste?
Well, one was a natural 1,
Yeah.
and one was a 3.
So they're real tough.
So 4 total.
Yeah.
'Cause I did
she's-
not say
you
guidance
guys,
out loud.
As she's sitting there cooking these steaks, they're starting to smell like maybe they're getting a little dark, and maybe crunchy.
As soon as I smell that, I chrono shift her roll.
You're like, no, that's not gonna happen.
I am not having bad
Without the advantage, you can roll one more time.
Okay, I'm
food. It's got to be better than a 3. For the love of God, if it's a natural 1.
So that's even worse.
All right, so
Jesus
you
Christ.
chrono shift it once you start smelling this meat burning, and
Fuck.
this time the fire apparently was hotter than it was the first time.
Oh, Jesus
and
Christ.
yeah, they're scorched. I mean, they're briskets.
Maybe we should just go for
At least
jerky.
I can eat that.
I can always make it taste better.
Okay,
I was
so
gonna share the eye with you guys, but
yeah, talk with what's in the bag.
Yup.
I'm sorry. I was
Now that the food's burnt and everything, it's
the
just like,
eye
look at this.
grossed me out. I wanted to make sure this was really cooked, and I messed up.
So-
I'm sorry.
What about the bag?
I open his bag of holding.
Yeah, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Sorry.
Oh, that's good. I'm very dexterous anyway. So 15 plus.
Numbers.
So dirty 20.
Yeah. All right. So you open the bag just as you see something coming up out of it. You move your head back just in time as this fur from a tiger comes flying out, and lands on the ground.
Or what?
For
Tiger fur.
tiger pelt.
The pelt. from the
Hello
tiger.
in there.
I really just want to dump it out.
It's gonna make mess.
I know who's in there. Will you stop throwing stuff at us? If you wanted to come along, you could have just said so. I will reach my hand in and see if I can pull out our little friend.
Bernard's in there?
Is that what you say? I want to reach in and
Yes.
pull out Bernard.
Yes.
Okay. You reach in. Feel around. Nothing.
I
Well,
don't think you could survive in there at this level.
I don't know. There's something in here though. Hello.
Dump it out.
Oh god. Okay.
So yeah, I will work with Jim's to kind of turn it over and
Putting it
A
inside out.
lot
You
falls.
gotta put it inside
Yeah.
out.
So spears and armor and all that stuff starts falling out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and you got the pile of everything that's in Jem's bag laying there on the ground.
Nothing else came out.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff in there. That
there's a
Yeah,
lot of
but like-
stuff.
that pile of money.
Yeah,
There
all the
was-
gold and stuff you guys found down there.
Yeah.
All the
But did-
armor you found off halflings and stuff.
Was there
up and
a
down?
living thing?
I
that
keep
came
talking to, so I talk to the bag. Does the
bag is-
bag?
Bag's
Okay, so the
empty.
bag. You're talking to the bag now. It's inside out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
inside out.
it's-
Bag's
and
empty.
it's, I don't hear anything now
Give me a perception.
because I heard.
Guidance.
Oh,
18, 19,
I'll start
Plus
putting stuff back.
23.
You hear nothing from the bag. What
But I
exactly
hear
do
it from
you
the
say?
pile.
What do you say?
Hello, is there anybody there?
And you hear
Running off of our stuff?
it sounds like something along those lines.
Can I see anything?
I mean,
Fuck.
what's there to see? Give me a perception.
Something's invisible, maybe.
Yeah, if you guys can try and see
11.
what it is.
You said invisible?
I'll start loading the bag back.
11. One piece at a time. Just
What?
One piece at a time.
Dan,
No, and I'll put the coins into the chest that was in the bag.
as I hear these steps, Dan, which direction would they be going?
Well, you're just hearing them generally on the pile.
Shit. Okay.
We hear it on the pile?
Yeah,
Or he
it
hears
sounds
it on
like
the pile?
maybe something tapping a piece of the armor, something like that.
So yeah, I'm gonna take the chest that was in the bag
Mm-hmm.
because it would fit in the bag, and I'm gonna put all the coins into the chest,
Okay.
That's a lot of
and then I'll
coins.
put that in the bag.
All right.
Can stop this from happening again. Hey
I-
Dan, what kind of dirt is around us?
Mud.
Can I take a good handful of mud? Like one in each hand, and I just want to sling it as if I'm doing a skipping stone so it kind of sprays over the top of the pile.
Sure. Just give me an attack roll with disadvantage.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Was this a dexterity based attack or strength
Improvised
attack?
weapon attack.
Okay. I don't know.
So I mean, if you want to throw it hard, use strength. If you want to throw it dexterously, roll dex.
Okay, that's a 16.
All right. So yeah, some of it does land on something invisible running across the top of the armor.
Can we catch it?
Well, I mean, you can see it.
Hello.
I mean, you see a little dirt thing about this high going. Toot, 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 toot.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute! And that's what I say to it.
I promise you, we're not here to hurt you.
What shape is it?
I mean, like I said, all you see is a little dirt ball about that big, because that's all that hit it.
Oh, only part of it hit.
But we
it,
can
so
see it
it's-
now, so can I try again? Since I can see where it is
Now,
now?
as you're tracking it, it stops. And
Hello, little creature thing. We're not here to hurt you.
How did you survive in the bag? What just happened?
Stuff.
Guinness would, but Guinness doesn't seem to really care.
How did you survive in the bag? Can you talk? Can't really hear you, dude.
He said, "Fuck."
Yeah, he's upset that he got caught.
And you can see what looks like smears on that dirt section.
Trying to get it
Turn
off.
broke off.
You can see like little hands
Choom.
flicking it off.
Choom. Same thing.
Yeah.
What are you doing,
So
Felicity?
finally, after a little bit, it turns. You can start seeing it shimmer, and a little short fella, maybe about that tall, standing on top of the armor. He's got his hands on his hips. He's like, "Did you really have to throw mud at me?" But he's not speaking in a language you understand.
Oh,
Do you speak Sylvan?
me?
Yes.
Somebody comprehended
I
languages.
speak
I
Elvish.
No, not Elvish. Sylvan.
I said what I said.
We're
So
sorry.
You have comprehend language going. You understand him, but anybody else
Right.
doesn't unless they understand Sylvan.
Oh,
Does his face look...
Felicity, stop throwing mud at him. Like, let's.
He's
I didn't-
so cute. Look at how small he is.
So yeah, he is currently standing there. He's got his little where's his stuff? You got little daggers, wearing a little leather armor. It looks like maybe made from some sort of animal, like rodent. He's got his little swords on his hips, and he's just kind of standing there, putting his hands on it. And you can tell
Oh,
Oh,
he's,
he
so-
you
looks
can tell
like
he's
that
physically
little
upset
that little
'cause he keeps
sprite in
pointing at
that
his
book
hands.
about the elf
You
that
what?
doesn't grow up.
He keeps pointing at his hands. Now, Heath can hear him, talk about the throwing mud, but all you see is him pointing at his hands and doing this.
So please stop
Oh,
throwing mud at him. Like
The
we're
cape
here.
that he's wearing. Oh, it's beautifully made cape from your shirt.
Felicity's like, I know that.
You know what? I'm not even mad about it. Look at how adorable he is.
Oh, and he's got a
As I'm
feather
like
in his
trying to
hat.
adjust my chainmail
Yeah,
shirt on my
that's
Come
skin.
off
from
my
your
quill. We're not here to hurt you. We're just trying. We think my parents came through here. We're trying to get home.
What are you saying?
I'm saying it in my tone because I don't know if he understands me.
Let me see.
You're not going to ask him how he survived in the bag or why he's following us or anything?
There's food in the bag.
You threw my.
I threw mud at
And this is
something
in
that
common. He
obviously
actually
was
looks at her and
stolen
goes,
from
"Well,
us.
there's food in the bag. Of course, I went in the bag." Oh shit!
Oh, so he was the one that stole the food. As I'm loading stuff.
You speak common.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to know that I think the shirt looks very good on you.
And he does a dashing pose.
Mm-hmm.
And he
I will
actually
press
reaches
it.
back and he grabs it and he flutters it a little bit.
Yeah, it never did that on me. It looks
So,
better on you.
If I prestidigitate the mud off of him, does he disappear?
He's been caught, so
Okay.
he might actually. Well, you do it. See what happens.
So I will prestidigitate the mud off him. I'm sorry for my friend. We were just trying to figure out what was going on.
I didn't know you were so cute.
Yeah, I'm dashing.
Adorable.
I promise you, you can
Well,
speak
hello,
freely
Dashie,
here.
not Bryn.
Oh God,
What?
Bryn.
Hi.
No.
What? I thought his name was Dashie. You didn't
He
say I'm
actually
Dashie?
says something to you, Bryn, and Orc,
Oh, okay.
along the lines of, "You sure it's not Skull Smasher?"
Your name's Skull Smasher?
No, you.
Oh,
And
you're talking
I'll
about the
tell him
cat.
an orc that his name is Stonefist.
I think
Yes.
they know each other.
Well, one of them might.
In orc, I tell him that.
Bryn
Yeah.
probably remember.
Yeah. Bryn Stonefish. I was a boxer in my day.
Yeah, his tree doesn't go all the way up to the canopy, does it?
It's about yay tall as I'm loading stuff and my hand goes about that far off the ground. In orc, I'm just like loading stuff and he's like, no, it's about that tall.
Okay, well,
What
I've been found out.
Are you? What are you?
I'm me. What do you mean, what am I?
Who are
Like, I'm a dwarf.
That's... Just because you're short doesn't mean they need to call you names.
No, it's not. It's. Okay.
I like this guy.
Okay.
I'm
Hi.
Jargrax.
I'm Heath.
I'm Jargrax.
Gargrax.
Arrex.
Argrax.
Target the Dashie. Got it.
I like it.
Yep, that's what I'm writing
It
down.
fits. So, are you familiar with these parts?
Not really. I just kind of hung out in the house.
The house.
Yeah, the house. You know, where the crazy old gnome lived.
You've been in that bag since then?
Well, in and out.
was gonna say I don't think that bag's meant to be like a home.
As long as there's
See how
food,
big
I mean,
I am? Until you start throwing like things like stinky skins and stuff in it, it was fine.
Would have been worse if I didn't.
And of course, air comes in there when he opens it, and I can open it from the inside myself.
did you throw the spear?
Well, he asked for one.
Could be pretty handy.
It's not wrong. What made you jump in with us?
Where else is I gotta go?
Well, I didn't know if you would go with Bernard.
Well, I mean, no. Bernard has his own familiar.
Oh, I see. Do you want to keep traveling with us?
I don't see why not. Just don't throw stinky stuff in the bag.
I can't promise that.
Yeah, he throws a lot of weird
I will-
stuff in that bag.
I will
Yeah,
do.
I
I will
saw.
do my best to make sure it doesn't stink when it gets to you, my friend.
Well,
He kind of walks down the pile towards Guinness and, hey, buddy, good to see you again.
Oh my gosh, you could ride Guinness. Oh my gosh, we could have a pixie riding Guinness.
Pixie or Sprite, whatever it is.
Can we keep him?
He has little legs.
So
He kinda
yeah, no,
buzzes
there
up
was.
in the air and sits on top of Guinness. You mean like this?
It would have been bad if that poison trap would have broken the bag.
Oh,
Hey, it's a bag of holding. That doesn't happen. Not
Very
often.
I
gentle.
mean, you can travel with us more comfortably than hiding in a bag if you want to. I'm sorry I threw mud at you. I didn't know if you were good, bad. I just knew our stuff went missing.
There you go, missing. It's all there.
It's right here.
yeah,
It
you
was
had my
gone
horn.
without our consent. Do you know what consent means?
Yes. Don't touch my butt unless I say you can.
Right, but it
Jesus.
also extends to people's property.
No,
Like,
no.
if-
Consent is your person, not your stuff.
There's
Stuff is-
different
stuff is
forms
allowed
of
to be
consent.
borrowed. I mean, that's kind of the
That
deal.
shirt's not going back, buddy.
I just borrowed it. I mean, if you want it back, the rest of it. Oh, that's right. It was. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Just ask.
So did he only like when he made the shirt? Did he only cut out like a little bit of it?
Yeah, I only like the back part that was nice and furry.
So could I mend it?
Well, you can't find the rest of the shirt.
He just said, "Well, it's
I'm
back
not going
there."
to take. I don't want to take it from him. I just
No.
want him to know that, if you're going to travel with us, you don't take things without asking, and we won't take your things without asking.
My things won't fit you.
The point still stands.
Pulls out his sword, sticks it straight up on the ground. Bloop. It ain't standing.
Yeah, she's not one of the brightest in the batch.
Sticks it back in.
We're going to have to find whiskey in this world for me to deal with this.
I knew a whiskey once. Oh, you're talking about that drink that you big people like to drink.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
Not here. Maybe.
I think you're-
If you go to the. No, you don't want to deal with them.
How old are you?
I don't know. How old are you?
I'm about 30.
I mean, that's a long time to answer that question, so I understand. How about I just ask somebody else? How about you,
That's
big
what we're
green
saying.
guy? How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay.
I thought you were
so,
older.
Am I?
Shit.
I mean,
No,
maybe you
21.
lost-
that's
21.
that's a 12
Holy
insight.
you're only 21.
He's like,
Yeah.
are you sure you're only?
Wait, how old are your kids?
They're
Why?
like, 17.
I'm 60.
I'm a tenth of that.
Okay. I mean, if you guys are gonna just lie about your ages like this, I mean.
No, I'm
it's-
really 60. Dwarves just age slower.
Kobolds just age really quick.
I've
And
taken a
nobody
few
really
hits
knows
in my
what's
head.
going on with
telling
Bren.
you, just because you're short, you don't need to be called names.
It's not a name. It's literally what my race is. Okay, do you read?
Sure.
Do you know how to read? Insight check.
Give me a check.
I rolled a 4, so +3 is 7.
Oh, okay. Well, that beats the 6.
Jesus.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know how to read.
If you wanted to learn how to read, I could teach you.
Okay. Sure.
I am going to take time to educate this little being.
You gonna teach me out of that red book of yours?
Yeah, I like the drawings you did on there. If you teach me how to draw better, I'll teach you how to read what's in there.
Sure. And he just casts his hands, little flowers come rolling up the.
Locked the door. I really got it.
Oh shit.
Love it.
That's not what you meant, is it?
No, but that's really cool.
Oh.
I mean, surely,
Is he dying over there?
Welfare check.
surely you two can teach him. I mean, you taught me.
So I'm just curious. Have you seen any other people like us come through? And
I mean,
last while?
what are you
He
talking
was
about?
just in
Well,
Bernard's house.
you've been with us.
I mean, I've seen Bernard. I've seen you guys. There was the
How many winters
on.
have you been around here?
the what?
Winters.
No, he was saying something.
Yeah. Well, I'm
the
doing whatever I'm
halfling
doing.
thingies, that the little shorter people that like
The
to eat
Oh,
other
gotcha.
people. Yeah, I've seen some of them.
Okay.
How many
Yeah.
winters? How many winters? 1, 5, 7,
I don't think he can count either.
14. This many.
6 winters.
Okay.
No, this many.
Okay.
15.
So 1, 5, 14. I don't get the fucking rate he's counting at because it's not doubling. It
They're
went up by
just
4, then it
numbers.
went up by 9.
They're just numbers.
So that
21.
many. 21.
Jared, 21.
Mm-hmm.
21 winters.
Oh,
All
so
right. Dan,
mean-
would I recognize this being from anything that we've read?
Or
Give
encountered.
me a Arcana or a History.
I will assist you.
So, I mean, he's
18 to assist.
Okay, so you have
Maybe-
advantage on that roll.
maybe he's seen your parents, Heath. I mean,
That's what I was asking.
it's been 21 or whatever.
13.
I don't
With
know.
Advantage.
Yeah.
Did we ask Bernard if he saw any of it?
He's either a fairy, a pixie, or what's the other one?
Sprite.
Sprite. Or a brownie. He could be a brownie. But he's got wings, so you're probably certain it's not.
He was a brownie until I prestidigitated.
I don't know if that's worse than the one I made.
I know.
Yeah.
Marcus, are you okay, buddy?
He's not back yet.
I know.
Not back. Actually, Dan, it's about 9 o'clock. Since he's away, can we take our break?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh
There'll be a
yeah.
Constitution save here in a minute, buddy.
I think I'm sending more of
18
a.
plus 3.
Well,
I chrono shifted. You need to roll it again.
So yes,
And
ladies
you
and
have to
gentlemen,
take
we
the
will
second.
take ourselves a quick, almost say 5, but sometimes it goes a little longer. So we'll give
That'd
a
be
10-minute
fine.
break. We'll be back about 5 after 9. So
Thank you,
don't
thank
go
you,
too
thank you, thank you,
far.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
As you can tell, my players may, or at least one of my players needs
Oh.
to go potty really, really bad, and our other players are showed back
Yeah,
up. So I guess we're not
yeah,
taking a break.
yeah.
So we'll stick around, right? No.
Yeah, we're back now.
All
Hey,
right.
Marcus, welcome back.
Thanks. Sorry
We'll-
about that.
We'll be back in about 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go too far.
Okay, good. I got tinkle.
Oh, and we're back.
And we're back.
Apparently,
So-
Ronnie has been replaced with a blueberry, so we will continue. We left off that you guys had found something new going on in your bag, and you've come across a little friend,
Jargrax.
Jargrax, a little
Jargrax.
fairy.
The dashing.
The dashing, yes.
Jargrax the Dashing. I'm gonna change his name in the Beyond.
Okay, let me.
You okay,
Dash.
Heathrow? We'll find your family. You don't have to be blue.
Oh,
You did that to yourself.
I know. I take it and like it.
You got my message right, Dan?
I see something, but right now my eyes are
Okay,
acting up.
just
Give me
as
a
long as
second
you got
to-
that. That's while everything's
So
been
we'll
going on.
help you put stuff back in the bag, or at least I will.
Everything's back in the bag.
I got that part, and you were doing something about the.
The pelt, yeah. While they're talking to the sprite, whatever fairy, the little fae fella,
Mm-hmm.
and in our bag apparently for a hot minute.
I'll stand over the pelt.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
got that
sure
part.
I don't need to? Sure, I
Not-
don't need to.
Not right now. Later,
Okay,
probably.
okay, good. Because I'll need some water because I kind of drained everything out last night.
I will hand you the decanter of endless water.
Okay.
If you're thirsty,
What's the command
With
word
the
to get this
spell.
thing to work?
Yeah, with the spell, I would say stream. Because I'm not a dick and I'm not going to tell you to say geyser pointing it directly at your face.
So
Stream
is it
produces
stream or
a.
geyser?
Make sure it's fresh water.
Geyser.
Geyser.
Geyser. right.
You heard me say geyser before, but I'm telling you to say stream and telling you to make sure it's fresh water. Think of fresh water when you say stream.
You don't even say geyser?
not right now.
That'd be
Because
so
we can
funny.
use salt water. Yeah, he'd be knocked back. Or no, he'd be knocked prone. If he failed to save, which I think it'd be really hard.
So,
No, I don't want to do that.
my compliments. Well, no, not my compliments. Who cooked this? This sucks.
Look, I know I messed up.
Oh, you cooked it.
I tried to.
You should have came out earlier. I had this tiger eye that was great.
You ate a tiger eye.
Yeah, Heathrow said it's good. It's nice and juicy.
And it was
Kind of
tasty.
tasted like a blueberry or
Cherry tomato.
tomato.
Tomato. It could have been a blueberry. Would have made the
With
thing
that,
all the more fun.
he like does something with his hands. This little vine comes up, and a little strawberry pops out on the end of it. You're weird.
Can you teach me that?
How many
What?
strawberries can you make?
I mean, not many. Does it again. A few more pop up. There's some.
May I have one?
Sure.
See, I'm asking. Don't take one.
It's on the vine. Just pick it.
Is it good?
I bet it tastes better than a tiger's eye.
Yeah, that's
I
not. a
don't
very
know.
high
That
bar.
was really juicy.
I'm sure it was. It's full of eye juice.
Are you being birthed over there?
There's a blueberry birthing a bald man.
It's like he's being pooped out of it.
They probably look the same being born.
So
So, all right, and we're back. All right, at least I'm back. I know you guys heard me, but I turned it off on the stream side.
Gotcha.
So
I mean, I know it's not good, but at least it's food, and you know, Heath can make things taste better than they actually do, which is what I think he did with
Really?
the eyeball.
you can make things taste better than they actually are.
Yeah.
No wonder.
Like
he ate
here, I'll break off a piece of the really well done steak and I'll hand it to them. Heath, make it taste like it's cooked perfectly.
Go for it.
He made it taste like farts. No, I'm just kidding.
Still
did you
has
make it taste
awful
like?
texture and consistency.
Like just like the perfect steak. I mean, still chewy because I mean it's obviously.
I mean,
going
it's
to be
very
tough,
chewy and crunchy.
but
but
the
it doesn't-
flavor is just
but it
like
tastes-
almost as if it's just oozing in his mouth.
That I mean, it's not really, but it tastes good.
Yeah.
Texture wise is shit, but
I can't
taste is
make it
fine.
better, but I can make
Yeah,
it
look,
taste
it
better.
it helps. It helps. It's not. I'm learning. I've never done any of this before.
Okay.
This was your idea.
Why are we
Your
still
adventure.
single?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
This.
I
was
want
not
to go
my
on an
idea.
adventure. But you know what?
No, not
I'm
really
glad-
our idea.
listen.
We got kidnapped.
I am glad
You got
that we
kidnapped.
are on this adventure.
Why did you get kidnapped? What do you mean you got kidnapped?
Them
Uh,
damn
those-
pygmies thing.
The little halflings.
Little halflings.
The mean ones, the other ones we
cannibals.
saw.
Oh, you mean they had you, and you got away?
yes.
Oh, people don't normally get away. Usually they get eaten.
Yeah, well,
They
we
tried.
didn't get eaten, and we're trying to get back to our home.
Well,
But we're also trying to find Heath's family because they came out here evidently.
that home's
Long-
over that way somewhere.
But also,
Opposite
did
direction.
you see that mural in there? Did you see the painting?
Well, I mean, you guys were fighting, and Scaly was getting something on his arm,
Mhm.
and there was the
Mm.
picture of the big scary lizards. So yeah, I guess I saw it.
Did you see how it looked like we were in that picture?
Still don't think that was us.
I mean, kind of looked like you guys.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
this thing
it
called
had a flat
destiny.
butt like the big green guy's got.
What? I don't have a flat butt.
Have you seen it? It's flat.
He's not wrong.
That's why people call you the wall behind your back.
Wall.
Flat.
No, keep going. You almost got it. No, keep going. Faster. You got to go faster.
Start spinning.
Guinness just kind of looks at you like, and shakes his head.
Bren, I feel like you know that you can't look at your butt that way. Think about it.
I saw Caribou spin his head around.
Oh, yeah, the bird guy. Where's he at? Oh, never mind. I know where he's at. He's done that
Oh,
whole
the statue.
thing again, right?
Rusting? I don't know.
I mean, I don't see any rust on it.
It's weird. Sometimes he's him, and other times he's this.
Yeah,
Wish I could.
I
try
don't know
that.
why. I put it back away.
that is weird. So, I mean, are we going to sit here all day and eat the nasty
No.
meat?
I will extinguish the fire.
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right.
He picks another strawberry off that vine he made and starts eating it.
So Heath,
You
Which
know which
way
way we
was
need
the-
to go?
That way.
no, you're the map guy. You made notes before we went down there for a reason.
Right. No. If I remember right, it's up to the still northeast, right, Dan?
I don't know. Have you checked your map?
Oh, I'll pull out my map.
Yeah, you pull out your map, and there's weird drawings on it, of course. There's like a drawing of a bunch of little stick figures walking into a temple. Little squares in the temple. But you do see your markings indicating what direction you need to go.
Yeah,
Mr. Dashing, sir,
sir.
Uh-huh.
you're familiar with this area, right? Somewhat. Do you know if there's any more temples like this?
I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
stayed at the house.
Oh, okay. So,
I don't know
he's-
this temple either, so.
Heathrow, do I need to find another white line to go follow?
Oh,
Yes. Hang on. Look, let me show you. And I turn the map around to him. We need to go here.
Okay.
Please
Hmm.
find white line.
All right. And I'll start looking as soon as I find my 20-sided dice.
I will attempt to help you if you're gonna start looking.
Okay.
You know, at least give you a chance. Yeah, that's gonna help him. It's a 13 on the die.
Right.
I could just tell you.
And this is survival, right? Or investigation?
I mean, you're trying to find something, so I'll say investigation.
yeah, you're looking for little white lines, buddy.
Okay. That would be a 7.
All right, you don't find a little
With
white
advantage?
line, but you do find what looks like a line drawn in the dirt.
Okay. Here's a
Oh.
line here. It's
He's a tripod.
for time the white kind of faded, but I think we're on the right track. I'll
Quick
start
question.
following the line.
Dan, we were
Yes.
on the opposite side of this mountain.
No, you're up here somewhere.
Okay, so I thought, yeah, we were on the opposite side of a mountain
You just
range.
knew the mountain range was a known landmark.
Kind
and
of
you were-
landmark. Yeah.
You guys said you were moving towards that landmark to follow along the edge of it till you got back to.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're up here somewhere.
Yeah, you're.
So we're about up here, and then we got to work our way south.
Okay.
Looking in our general area, Dan, do we see any paths heading south from the temple?
No pass heading south, just a dirt line that Bren is trying to follow heading towards the mountains.
Okay.
I mean, we want to go towards the mountains anyway, right?
Yeah. I mean, then we can follow them straight down.
Of course,
as
at
we need.
one point in time, the line goes around a tree and comes back on itself.
Keep following it.
I
All
just
right.
sit down and watch him go in a circle.
Passive perception is what?
Fine.
Yeah, none of you actually notice anything.
14.
so-
Yeah.
But it does it one time and then just hits, and then it runs out after like a few more feet.
Well, let's keep heading
Where's
to
our
the
friend?
east.
Think I might got turned around. Let me go try to follow it again.
Hang on.
Okay,
No,
so
let's-
give me a survival check.
Why are we following him?
I keep trying to.
Survival, that's a dirty 20.
Can you just
Okay, so
prestidigitate
this
a little?
time, as you're looking at this line you followed and decided to refollow, you're noticing dog prints on either side of the line,
Just tail. Oh no.
as if Guinness was walking and something was being drugged behind him.
Okay. Hmm.
And
No.
like
You
I
know
said,
which way to
all
go?
you guys have got like a low passive perception, so none of you hear the giggling going on. So sorry.
Let's
fine.
all right. Let's just keep going east. Let's get to the mountains. We'll make our way down.
He's funny.
Hopefully, no more.
Following
Yeah.
you.
So I will take the lead and try to make our way east.
Okay, so give me a marching order, and I'll
Be in
bring
the
you
front.
back to an actual like wilderness type map. So
Yeah, are we gonna
I'll
be
be-
in trees or in the open?
right now you're in the trees.
Can I be upfront with Keith so I can give him guidance periodically to?
You want us over on the left, Dan?
Yeah, it does, like I said, it doesn't really matter. This is just a
Gotcha.
I'll be
just a
second
forest,
to last.
generic forest map, just in case something happens.
Gotcha.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
I'll be second to last or last, depending on
Alright,
what
we'll go
Brand
ahead and
wants.
line yourselves up. I guess you guys got you up there at the top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're up at the top.
Look, a little flying monkey.
There's still a flame.
So-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So whoever's in front, give me a perception.
Perception of 18.
I guess I'm in the back.
Well, we're kind of side by side.
All right.
So,
So, Dog's in
off
between.
note, I did
Yeah.
create him to be a sprite, but since sprite's not a playable character, I made him a character sheet off the fairy.
Gotcha.
I actually have an encounter called Inside Bag of Holding. All right. So, what was the perception for lead?
18.
All right. Okay. So, what's everybody else doing as he's making his way?
I am giving him guidance as he's going, so that's what I'm doing.
So, go ahead and give me a survival with guidance.
I'm just keeping an eye around.
In the
Alright.
back following.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
give me a perception.
Yeah.
Whoever's in the rear.
Okay. You said you were next to me in the rear, or
Yeah.
are you in the back?
23 with guidance.
Okay, yeah, you're pretty certain you're following the right path, and you're marking down different landmarks and rock structures, formations as you're going. So you're making
Okay.
a decent sized map.
Nice.
So let's see. That's
I
after
rolled
Was
a
that a
4 in the
3?
back.
after the first 4 hours of the day, pretty much mid morning. You guys keep going, or
Any small game along the way?
give me,
I'm about
Fishing?
to, about to ask for
Rabbits
water.
or
yeah, give me a perception on your end.
ooh, that's 13.
I mean, I did some pretty good fishing in here last time.
Well, you're not there. You're past that.
Yeah, while we're walking, I'd be looking for small game, any game.
Streams.
We'll say.
I would stop for a second and be like,
And we
ask
got the
Jim for
decanter
water.
for fresh
Yeah,
water.
you see probably
I-
2 squirrels at one point in time.
I would like to take a pot shot at a squirrel.
All right, go for it.
All right. Nine. I rolled a
Yeah.
1 and a 2.
You-
Bonus action to steady aim. I
Yeah,
rolled a
you,
1 and a 2.
You got real close to it, but once it hit the tree right next to its tail, it darts off and takes off running. The other one, of course, just spears as well.
Yep.
That checks out for us.
Yep.
If I can't get a second shot, then so be it.
All right, so give me perception on that second set of 4 hours.
With guidance, great.
I'm in the back with Bren, so I'll take this second set of 4 hours since you did the first one.
Okay.
25.
24. As I would have loved to have had that on the squirrel, but I didn't.
Mhm.
But then again,
You
there
guys
might
don't
not have
wanna
been a
eat
squirrel
my-
left.
My jerkies,
Oh, I'm having what little bit
my
there is
meat
to eat.
briquettes.
I mean, I would have done at least What's 3 times 6? 18
18.
plus 5 plus 3 times
What are
or
you
3
doing,
d6.
Ronnie?
Squirrel would have been fucking dead.
Okay.
Do I need to turn my head there, Ronnie?
Yeah,
Only if you want to.
it's a stranger.
All right. So let's see. What was that perception on that second set of 4 hours?
Rear was 24. Front, you said
That's
25.
25.
Okay. So 25 and the rear. All right. So you come across an open field, like a meadow of sorts, and
Okay.
in it you see 3 elk grazing,
Normal sized elk.
normal sized elk.
Well, I think we should try and get up sneakily, but I'm not gonna have the best chance of hitting them. And I think we should focus on one of those.
All right. So why don't we? I guess you guys are going to focus on something. Why don't you give me a initiative roll?
1 bull, 2 doe, or
Oh no, they're just 3 doe. No
3
bull.
doe. Okay. All right.
Oh, there's a
I
crap to know.
rolled really good for my.
But we'll use Theater on the Mind for this, but I'm going to click something else to use.
So that's.
I'll bring the cat back out and use him.
Okay.
Actually, I don't need to use him. I'll just change his. What am I thinking? All right. Okay, you guys all rolled?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, we're on a new map. 27 for Heath,
Yes, sir.
19 for Gems,
Correct.
14 or 12 for Bren.
14. Am I on there twice?
Yeah, well, you all are because from the one the map was out before.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just got
Let's see,
popped
7
up
or
as
2?
empty.
2.
Okay.
Hey, at least I'm decent this time. I didn't roll a 4 on my.
I rolled a natural 1.
I got that out of the way, but then I got the natural 20 on my investigate or my perception. Going through the trees. But now we're in the open.
I guess I should get Guinness in there, right?
Guinness is in there, but yeah.
What's the weather like today? Is it nice and sunny or is it cloud covered?
Pretty much sunny as it was when you came out.
Fuck.
If only we had someone who could control the weather.
Yeah, that's an 8th level spell and it takes 10 minutes. Or I think. Let me take a look.
Yeah, I think so.
It takes longer than that, I think.
Guinness was actually a 9.
I'm contemplating taking 2 levels in Ranger.
Oh my god.
We're good.
What is that?
But it's kind of fun not having that.
Good berries?
Yep. I need to go to 8th level spells because that's control weather. So 10 minutes to cast, last 8 hours, and it takes 1d4 times 10 minutes for the new condition to take effect. So 10 to 40 minutes.
Where'd we go?
So right now it would take 1d4 times 10
Oh.
twice to get to overcast.
Got you.
Since it's sunny out. Ooh, they're bobbing their heads, moving around.
That's cool.
Okay. So, Heath,
Yeah.
you guys see these These help. What are you gonna do?
What is my cone? My 20-foot circle. Is that the fireball? No, that is not the.
Whoa, no, that's not 20 feet.
It's a little bit
You
larger
may
than
have
20
to make
feet.
it smaller to fit the 20 feet.
So your 20-foot circle,
Yeah,
that'd be from there.
I would cast it here.
Yeah, to there. That'd be
Okay.
your 20-foot circle,
Yeah, that's good.
roughly.
That's good.
But
I
that's a
will
square,
cast.
but yeah.
Yeah, I'll cast sleep at the second level.
All right.
That was 8, 7, 15. That is 18, 26, and 33. So 33 hit points worth of sleep.
Nice.
Okay. So this
Is
one
that right?
is.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that symbol on him. Actually, I'll just
Okay.
put blue on him.
Okay. So blue is asleep.
Yeah, blue's asleep.
Okay.
What is
That
the
one's asleep.
sleep condition?
They're unconscious and asleep. If you hit them, you wake them up. This one, on the
Yeah,
other hand,
yeah.
sees the other two drop asleep and just kind of starts looking around.
That's it for me.
Yep. Give me just a second.
Okay, so that is important.
All right. So gems. Two of them fall asleep, and you got one looking around.
So I am going to, since it fell asleep, I'm going to go up to one of them and do my best. One of them's going to get away, I'm assuming, since I'm going to move up. And with my sword in hand, it's all just sunlight, right?
Yes.
There's no dim area. Okay.
It's a meta.
All right, I am gonna have disadvantage on this attack,
Go
both
ahead.
of my attacks,
Are
but
you going against
Straight
one of
rolls.
the ones that's awake, or
the one that is asleep, I'm gonna go against this left one, this blue
It's a
one.
straight roll then.
It's a straight roll because it's prone, so I have
Right.
advantage. I'm just not gonna get any sneak attack on the attack.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm gonna have 2 attacks on it since it's prone. So I'm gonna just roll both dice to get both attacks. That is going to be the smallest is a 16 to hit.
oh yeah.
All right, so let me roll damage.
Verify that. 16.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so both
And
are
you're within
critical
5
hit.
feet, so it's critical.
First attack's a critical hit. Second attack isn't,
Right.
since it's awake now on the second attack.
Well, give the
Correct.
first damage for the first attack first.
Okay. First attack is going to be a minimum of. It's going to start out at 11 and go up.
Yep.
14 points of damage on the first one.
It's done. You get it in a vital spot, and it doesn't move.
Okay, knowing that my next attack is going to not probably kill the second one, since I just have a dagger, the second attack is just going to go in the same vital spot and make sure it doesn't get up.
Okay.
That's what my second attack is going to be, is to make sure it stays.
Not a
Dead.
problem.
Stays dead.
Yeah.
That was yours. All right, Bren, what are you doing?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Are you gonna fucking grapple an elk?
5, 10. Activate my ring and jump on it.
On which
Oh,
one?
Jesus Christ.
On the one that's awake.
Oh shit.
Give me a grapple check.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
need 3 elks worth of meat.
Alrighty. So that's plus 6, so 24.
Okay, that beats my 15, so you're good. You got it.
Okay, it's not
Alright.
a doe, it's a cow.
Alright. And I'll just hold on to it since I used my action to activate my ring. Jump
Okay.
on it.
Noted. Guinness is just sitting there watching.
Yeah.
All right.
Shaking his head. It's like, what is this idiot doing?
Pretty much.
This seems like overkill.
All right.
I don't like the sound of that, y'all. I'm just saying.
All right. So
Fine.
the elk underneath you drops to the ground dead with about, I don't know, 6 arrows sticking out of it.
Oh, there were other hunters.
Oh shit. No, 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 no. Do we recognize the arrows? Do the
Oh,
arrows look like?
They're gnarly, like really bad made arrows.
Oh yeah, we recognize those arrows.
They're gnarly bad arrows, but do they look like the arrows I'm using?
They do not look like the arrows you're using.
Because I'm still using the
big arrows.
savage arrows.
Okay.
No, these
okay.
these look like these aren't very good arrows, but they're good enough that they take down the elk that he's on. The other 2 are down. So that was 3 more attacks. Maybe I don't like you on my elk.
On your elk.
Nope, and I'm sure. Nope. Well, let's see. 17 does not hit you, does it?
Nope.
Bren.
That was the same
No.
tiger.
Yeah, 3 more arrows fly past you. Actually, 2 fly past you. 1 flies. I mean, you might see it fly off into a bush, and you hear a yip sound as it actually hits something else or someone else or what have you. So let's go ahead and take care of that.
Better not hit my dog.
Hold on.
We've got company.
Oh, well, that one's never mind. I will just delete him.
Oh,
There.
the yip sound made something die.
Yip and a thump.
Oh shit.
Was that?
Nope.
It was our little dude.
Nope.
Okay.
You're certain it was nowhere near you guys. It was in the bushes somewhere in front of the elk. That was those 2. So let's go with this one. All right. So is this the different colored one? Yeah.
Which directions have the arrows come from? Okay.
Give me a second. So this one steps out, yells at you in something akin to goblinoid, and throws. Actually, no. He will run right up on you because he doesn't.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't know no better. He'll run right up on you, and he will attack you twice,
Okay.
or he will attempt to attack you twice. Let's put it that way. All right, we might actually have some hits here. Well, we have 1 hit. It's going to be a 21.
That hits.
Yeah, he's hitting you with some nasty looking scimitars, and you will take 8 points of slashing damage from one that actually rakes across your arm. And he, does anybody speak Goblin?
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, he hollers something out in Goblinoid. And that is it for their turn. So
Did they hide or expose themselves all when they shot?
you only see the arrows come out of the tree, so I will point out the direction. You seen an arrow come from this way and fly into this tree over here, and hear
Gotcha.
something yip and thud. Another one come from this direction, like this.
Gotcha. It's more or less surrounding it.
So there were 10 in all, but you're pretty certain that with that thud there might not be.
10 in
Not
all.
counting the guy who's standing here in front of Brent. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take the elk off. Nope, one elk's still there.
It's asleep though, right?
Yeah, it's asleep. So
Okay.
this one here, I need to put an X on because it is definitely dead with all the arrows sticking out of it. So Felicity, you notice arrows fly out of the bushes and fly past Bren and hit the elk that Bren jumped on.
And I see and hear the goblin.
There's a goblin that ran up I guess decent sized goblinoid individual that ran up to Bren and slashed him with a scimitar.
10, 15, 20, 25. That's as close as I can get. I'm going to. Crap, I don't want to switch out my weapons. I want to keep my Warhammer in my hand with my shield, so I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on it. I need a dex save of 13.
Okay. Dex save exactly.
And nothing happens. The pretty red and yellow by the side of its head does nothing.
Okay.
And then for my bonus action, I am going to. My bonus action, I'm going to yell at it in just common and just be like, "Hey, get away from our dinner!" And that's it.
Okay, Heath.
I'm kind of, I'm getting kind of flustered. I'm impressed, boy. Felicity's starting to like show some like.
I'm hungry. I'm a dwarf. Do you know how much we normally eat?
All right, so I see the one on Bryn, right?
Yep.
And it attacked first. It attacked Brett. So
Correct. This is considered humanoid?
It's humanoid. Or
Okay.
goblinoid, I think is the actual.
Yeah, goblinoid. Let's Ray of Frost. That's going to be a use of my lucky, please.
Okay.
Yeah, because target rich environment, that natural one would not be fun. 18 plus 7.
Okay.
25.
So yeah, you see your bolt of frost fly towards him.
Uh-huh.
Just before it hits him, you see him reach over, grab something out of the bush, and throw it in front of him.
Okay. Well, that was
Give me
impressive.
a damage as he literally throws another goblin in front of him.
Oh,
to catch
shoot.
the shot.
5 frost damage.
5. Okay.
That's not very nice of him.
That was pretty damn savage. I
seemed
love
very nice, yeah.
So we know who-
Yeah, that goblin. He's still standing, but he just kind of like looks at the guy behind him. He's like, "What the fuck?"
That one's pretty cheeky. And that's it for
Gems.
well, I will move 10 feet closer.
Okay, gems.
I'm gonna fly into this tree. And
Gay
Can
what's
I-
passive?
Passive is 14. But I was going to see if there were any around there that I could see. Whether I need to make a perception check to do so.
Go ahead and give me a perception.
Okay, that's going to be 21. 17 plus 4.
See him?
Yes.
Yeah.
That the only one I see in the area?
In your immediate area, yes.
Okay, so is he in shadow under the tree?
He's hiding in an actual branch in the tree.
Okay.
He's up. He's a little higher off the ground than.
Okay. Bonus action to hide, then. Actually, if he's hiding in the tree, I don't need a bonus action. I'll use my bonus action to gain advantage on hitting him.
Okay.
Let me double check that. I might not be able to move and do that. I might have to actually try and hide. Okay, no, I have to try and hide.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot. That's 22.
Okay. You think you're hidden.
Okay, then I will use my action to shoot him.
You have advantage.
Okay.
Because I rolled a natural 20 and he has no pluses.
Okay. Oh, good. All right, so I'm glad I had advantage. I rolled an 8 and a natural 20. So that's gonna hurt him a bit.
What's the least amount you can do? Wait, yep, that's right.
18 plus 5 plus 3.
Yeah. Don't even roll if that's the least amount you cause.
Okay, then when I hit him with sneak attack, I'm gonna hit the red guy with the Whales of the Grave, which is gonna be is the Whales of the Grave is a D6. That's damage that I get to send to someone else when I hit someone with sneak attack.
Yep, this guy is.
That's just going to be a single D6, or is that, since I rolled a crit, is that going to be 2D6? Or a 6 plus a D6?
I don't think Wells of the Grave is constituted with the crit roll.
Yeah, because once per turn, when I hit someone with sneak attack, I can send Whales of the Grave to someone else, which is a D6 necrotic.
Yeah, so I think it's just the D6 necrotic.
Just the D6.
But
okay.
You don't have
just wanted to make sure with you.
You just pick a target and it goes to it?
With it, as long as they're within 30 feet of the one I hit.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going to be going to the red guy that pulled someone out in front of him.
Right.
And that's 2 necrotic damage to the red guy.
Copy that.
Or the guy in red, I should say.
He's taking the
2
necrotic
points of necrotic.
because that wasn't a targeted spell.
Yep. It's not a spell, it's just a special part of my attack. And yeah, that's going to be my movement action bonus. I am not hiding now because, yes.
All right. So, Bren.
A little upset. I'm going to enlarge. I'm going to grapple the guy in front of me.
Uh-huh.
So, guess impose grapple checks, right?
Sure. I'm pretty certain that I'm not going to be able to beat it, but yeah.
22.
Oh, yeah. You got him.
I'm going to use him to beat the crap out of the guy in red.
Batter, swing!
So, how would you like me to do that?
Well, it's improvised weapon.
That's
and I'll say it
D4
can cause a
damage.
D6 bludgeoning damage if you hit.
Okay. So, first swing. That's a 16.
That's a miss.
Second hit. That is a. What's that? Okay, so 17 or 11. I'll go with 11. I can't freaking read these dice. So 11 plus 6 is 17.
Okay, 17. So, yeah, you're on target. You're about to hit him. And all of a sudden, he sidesteps and yanks another one in his place.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
He's just hard to hit, huh?
Give me the D6 plus your strength.
Okay. Well,
by the way,
since
one
I'm
in your
also
hand-
in law.
The one in your hand's dead.
Okay. since I am enlarged, one attack, I get to add an extra d6 damage. So,
Okay.
ooh, so that's 9 plus my strength, which
That's
is
fine. That's fine. You pretty much crush this one goblin with the one that was in your hand.
Okay.
So, both of these are dead.
Okay.
All right. So
It's only been 13.
he will disengage, come over here, and he will pull out his bow. Or no, he'll grab his javelin and throw it at you.
Okay.
And miss you wildly.
I'll bat it away with this, buddy.
Yep.
You're still holding the dead limp goblin now. Well, we know there's 4 out in the open and 1 fell out of a tree. Replace savages for goblins.
Uh-huh.
What's the difference?
Because I feel like this is not a very nice land.
Or
This land
adventure.
is your land. This land is my land. Man, now you're saying, "Oh, my land."
Oh no. That's-
All right. So, first attack with advantage.
Do I get any cover by being in this tree and the bushes and the trunk?
You're not hiding, so they still see you.
Yeah, but do I get any cover?
I'll give you partial. But that's not the attack I'm rolling.
I was just asking, just in case.
So 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 2 is 14. Alright. This elk is now dead. And it's his turn. Alright, so now we're on you. Gems. You see 2 of them pointing up bows up at you.
All right. Partial cover is 2 or 3.
Well, you can tell me when I get my rolls in. Oh, okay. Well, they both fire off, and it's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, I would have to have full cover or 3/4 cover, which is 5 to have that.
All right. So you get 2 arrows.
But that would still hit, I think.
Yeah, you still
5
got arrows
plus
flying towards you.
22 would hit me if I had 3/4 cover.
All right. You have 7 from one arrow and 5 from the other.
Okie dokie. I cannot uncanny dodge that yet, I don't think. So 7 and 5, 13.
1, 2,
12.
3, 4. I got 4 more attacks coming, and I know my target.
Felicity,
Farewell.
I was just hoping he'd attack you.
Thanks, buddy.
All
14th
right.
number.
So yeah, they're firing at you, Bren.
Uh-huh.
And you notice one fly past. Well, they all fly past you, and they all flying pretty wide. But you notice one fly past you and hit a goblin over here that just stabbed the elk that was unconscious.
Hey, the more meat for them.
I think that's everybody on the goblin side of things. So the elk's dead, but I'll remove them. Felicity, you're up.
All right. I'm going to go 5, 10 to here.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, I asked you to leave us alone. And I'm going to cast Sword Burst
Uh huh.
cantrip. So everybody within 5 feet of me has to make a 13 dex save.
All right, so there's what, 1, 2, 3 in the way?
Yep.
And damage?
It's only 4 points of damage each.
So what's his dex? Does he take it, or does he let his friend behind him take it? All right, so
And then for my
if
bonus
they
action,
save, they take half.
no, it's a cantrip. They take nothing.
They take nothing.
Save or nothing.
All right, well, so these two swap places because he literally throws him in front of him to take your 4 points of damage because he failed his save.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to cast it right behind that dude.
Okay.
And
We
gets
have
to.
you a spiritual weapon in there, don't we?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Oh, I'm so excited about it. Hold on. Let me get my-
Under characters, under your name.
Yep. So I'm going to attack with that. It'll be +5 to hit. Ooh, 24 to hit.
All right.
And that is going to be a 1d8 + 3.
Oh,
Damage.
can he just do that all the time? That's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Actually, you know
4
what?
points
I'm
of damage.
probably doing that more than I should. It's only
That's
a
all right.
I
reaction.
love it.
4 points of damage to whatever is in the
It's
way
hard to
of the
hit.
spiritual
Yeah,
weapon.
I'll take the 4 points to him because it does say reaction.
Ah, once per turn or once per round.
I was playing it more like a Torg character who's got minions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And that is.
It's a layer action. You're fine, Dan.
What was
Yeah,
that?
you're the DM.
What was that?
You're the GM.
No,
So-
before that.
I
Oh.
said,
Is
oh,
that it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Heath, you are next.
so he has taken damage now.
He has taken damage now, yes.
Yes,
Couple
I will point
forms.
at him and toll the dead. So wisdom save of 15.
All right, damage.
D12. 11.
Ouch. All right,
That's it for me.
gems.
All right, so I'm gonna hope for the best, and he's not in the red guy's not in shade, but this guy's under a tree. It looks
I'll be
like.
right back.
Yes,
One
and
second.
you got two down below you.
Yes. So I am going to go ahead and double check that feature again. I can't move before doing it, but I'm going to see if I can move after doing it. And after. Okay, so yeah, no.
Yeah, I think you have to stay still your whole turn. You forgo your movement.
Well, it says I can use this bonus action only if I haven't moved. But it's weird because it says that, and after you use this, I can't move. So it kind of repeats itself partway through. So yeah, I'll steady aim to. Actually, no, I don't have to do that because you're within 5 feet of the guy under the tree, so I get pack tactics. So I'll go ahead and hit the guy under the tree. That's
Okay,
Yeah. this goblin.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's a 17 and a 20. All right, they're shaking it up. This time, the first die would have been the natural 20. Yeah, that goblin's dead.
Yes, that
Same-
goblin is
same
definitely
as
dead.
Bud. And of course, D6 to the red cap, or not red cap, whatever. Ooh, 6 points damage. Necrotic to the red guy, not the red cap, but. All right, perfect. Then, as a bonus action and movement, I'm going to scurry up higher into the tree, since I didn't have to steady aim. And bonus action, I'm going to try and hide. 25.
You think you're
16
good?
plus 9. As I scurried into the tree and up higher and hid.
Yep. All right, Bren.
How long does comprehend
Oh.
languages last?
It's only an hour.
I assume it hasn't been a minute since we started this with the does. Right.
Well, you attacked. They attacked.
So no, I haven't
Okay.
been a minute yet.
Spend.
I'm going
3.
to leap to here.
Okay.
Let's see. Do I hit him or does he get away? That is 14 to leap there. It's your call if I hit him or not, or if I end up standing over him.
Oh, hold on just a second. Just have to adjust something.
Okay.
All right. So you leaped. What was your attack roll?
14.
14 misses him.
Okay. With the dead goblin still in hand, I'm gonna hit the other two with.
Okay.
That is an 18 for the first
Yep.
and a 23 for the second.
Okay. Damage on both.
All right. For the first one, that would be 11 points of damage. The second one, that would be 7 points of damage.
But you were an unarmed fighter, not a goblinoid and hand swinger.
Yeah, they're dead.
It's fear tactics.
Yep. Is that it for you?
Yep.
All right.
And I guess I should move Guinness into the fray. He's just gonna move down. Is all. He's not attacking.
That one takes off running.
Which one?
Ooh, which one?
The one that you tried jumping on.
So do I
Does
get
that
an
make-
opportunity attack?
You do not.
Same here.
Disengaged.
Oh,
Engaged.
Just checking.
Sentinel?
Yep. Do you have Sentinel?
No.
Oh, okay then. I was gonna say if you do, fuck yeah. Hit him with another goblin.
So this one. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so this one here will get about that far.
Oh, is he taking the elk with him?
Yeah, he half movement because he has to drag that damn thing through the woods. Let's see. These two didn't see what that guy saw, so they are going to continue. Well, no, you're hidden, so they lost you. All right, so he'll move from here. Actually, you know what? Those two are going to actually roll and hide. Okay, so that was their bonus action. Okay, so that was it for their go. Bonus action, move. Actually, you know what? They still can attack.
attacking before he leaves, or they hide?
No,
Or
they
after the fact?
they bonus action hide, then a move action. Now their actual action.
Oh, gotcha.
They're goblins. They have nimble escape.
Yeah, I was thinking for some reason. else.
So 13 does not hit Felicity.
Nope.
One tried to backstab you. All right. How about a 20, dirty 20 for Bryn?
That does hit.
All right. You can take 6 points of piercing damage,
All right.
and this one will pop out right there. He's kind of hiding in the bush. Because when he shoots, he becomes unhidden. Now it's Felicity's turn.
All right. So I'm going to bonus action move this spiritual weapon here and attack with the spiritual weapon first. That's not great. 9 plus 5, so 14
Just
to hit.
misses him.
All right, and then I'm going to use my warhammer and try and hit him again.
Okay.
Better. Let me get to my actual. Where is it? So yeah, no, that's a dirty 20.
Yes, that hits.
1d8 plus 4. Okay, so 8 damage to that guy. And I'm going to look at this one and tell him just take your elk and go, and hope that he can understand common.
Good. Okay.
It's our food.
Well, they have 1. We have 2.
Heath?
Yeah, I ain't playing that game.
See, and in my head, it's hard out here.
It's our
We have
food.
2.
Goblins are evil little creatures.
So I get there, Dan, and I will
Kara
cast
knows that.
Ray of Frost
Okay.
for let's see, it's 23 to hit,
Hits.
7 points of frost.
He had 2.
That's my dinner.
I tried.
Our dinner, our hide.
Gems.
All right, so I see this one running off, and living underground. Maybe say kobolds tried to get into our area where we lived, and
I
They're
hope
nasty little
kobolds would
creatures.
get in there.
yeah, I meant goblins. So
Okay.
this guy that's running away, I'm assuming he can't see me, way down here,
Good assumption. You had a pretty decent stealth check.
and he's in the open, so it doesn't look like he's in any form of.
Nope, he's in the open.
Yeah, so it's going to be a straight roll because I have disadvantage since he's in the open. And that's going to be +7. 7 plus 7. I'm blanking.
14?
14. Does a 14 hit that one?
From your point of view, you see it just fly past his ear.
Shit. Okay. All right, so then bonus action, I'm going to hide again in this tree.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to move closer to him if I can, 30 feet. I'm going to fly out of this tree and into this tree and hide in this tree.
All right. Bryn,
Dirty 20 on the stealth.
you think you hit?
I'm going to drop the goblin I had. I'm going to move to this goblin, grapple said goblin.
Uh-huh. We'll see. Go ahead and grapple.
For a 18.
Nimble little fuck.
All right.
He just dodges out of your way.
Okay. Then I'll punch him twice, saying you should have listened to her. For a 17
Hits.
and a 8 misses.
Well, probably for reasons. Give me the damage for the first hit.
Okay. Oh, that's a D10. Where's my D8? Okay. Oh. Okay. What the hell? Oh, right there in front of me, Dad. That's 4 plus 4. That's 8 points of damage.
Yeah, the reason why your second shot missed is because the body was already starting to fall towards the ground.
Swing and a miss.
Okay, so this guy takes off for about 90 feet. Full sprint through the woods.
This bottom guy.
Yep.
Well,
Full sprint, so he's another 20 feet off the map down there.
Gotcha.
Oh, never mind.
What?
He's actually right there. He gets 60 feet because they get nimble escape, but that does not give them dash as a bonus action, like a rogue.
Mm.
all right.
No, he is definitely running away. Felicity.
Why?
Why?
I have no idea.
I'm going to look around and see. I would like to look at the horizon, see if I see any village smoke or anything like that in the visible.
Give me a perception and we'll see.
16.
16. You do actually see smoke off in the distance, but it's not the same direction the goblin's running. It's
Okay.
more the direction you were heading, more eastwardly towards the mountains.
All right, I'm going to not going to do anything on this turn. I'm just going to look and say, I don't know if it's worth chasing them. We have 3 animals here. We can just let them go.
All right.
They attacked me.
Heath, you're up.
Most of them are dead.
And if he goes and gets help and brings back more,
Then we'll be gone. They don't know where we're going.
I can't make it to him. Let me look at something real quick. One second. 60.
Seeing if you have any long range.
Uh-huh. Oh, I do. Let's see. Move.
125 from you.
Yeah, but there's plenty of cover between him and there. He can't fly like you can.
Mm-hmm.
Magic missile.
And a hit.
It'll
Like
hit.
Tara wants you to murder them, but Felicity doesn't.
3, and 2, so that's 4, 4, and 3.
11.
The 11.
It's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's dead.
Sorry, Felicity.
No, I
No
get it. I
witnesses.
just didn't want to chase it randomly into the woods. We're already lost.
Speaking of randomly in the woods, give me a perception check, Felicity.
And I give myself guidance, or is this not?
Nope, no guidance. Straight up.
Oh, natural 20. So 23.
All right. So,
You see me in a tree.
yeah, well, yeah, you pretty much see everything's going around nearby. The problem is, you also see,
Oh, shite.
well, maybe it's a problem. You see what looks like reptile-type bipedal creatures walking towards you.
Do they
I-
look like Jims?
I point at them and point them out to everybody. And that's not. I don't know if they're hostile or not.
Hold on. What was your
Blonde.
perception again?
What's what?
What was your perception again?
23 total, natural 20.
All right, so you see 5 basic-looking lizards, lizard folk coming towards you. You see one that is wearing intricate type feathers and bones and stuff hanging off them, and 2 others that look like they're more stout and hardier than the 5 smaller ones, like they're in charge. So all in
Okay.
all, you see 8 lizard folk coming your direction, coming towards you, and they all have their weapons out, and they're not charging; they're cautiously walking through the trees, and you just happen to catch a glimpse of them.
Okay. Okay, don't attack right off the bat, but there seems to be some lizard-looking bipeds coming our way, but they don't look like they're attacking. They've definitely seen us. I think we should try and talk to them.
Which
copy.
way are they?
I'll
They're
point in the
actually
direction
coming
that
from over here.
is by the
They're coming
boat.
from this way.
So they're coming from the east.
Yes,
Water.
The way
the
we were
smoke was,
going.
and the way
Yeah.
the smoke was. The smoke was.
pretty much.
All right, I cast comprehend languages.
Okay, you're also over here in the trees. The
Yeah, I
only
know.
one they see is Bren and Felicity.
I will.
And they are speaking, or you hear hissing and weird noises.
Do they speak Draconic?
They are speaking Draconic.
I will understand what they're saying.
All right,
Oh,
you
God.
understand. The
Yes.
biggest one in the front is saying, "State your business, soft skins. Why are you in our hunting grounds?"
We are hunting as well. Then we were attacked by these goblins. Now slam down one of the bodies. And kind of puff up my chest as
Can we like move in this while they're talking?
Yes, you're out of initiative, so you can move.
Okay. I'll come over and land next to Bryn and give him a suggestion that, maybe not talk in a hostile manner. Just explain our situation. And I'll be telling him that in Draconic.
Small one. Not seen your kind in years. Why do you travel with these soft skins?
My tribe I was with a couple years ago were killed in a collapse. And they were willing to take me in
All
to
right.
their
With your
homes.
passive perception, Gems,
Mhm.
you notice the one that was talking to you. His expression on his face changes as he's looking past you.
I'll glance over my shoulder to see what he's looking at, if it's the goblins or the elk.
It's Heath.
Heath, you speak Draconic, right?
Yeah, you probably
Yes.
can't. But the
I
one in
believe
the
so.
lead actually starts speaking common.
Cool.
Primer?
You what?
Primer, that's it's too many years to be you. You've not aged a day, my friend.
You know my father?
That's a good reason why you don't look like you should. You're related to Primer? Cassie?
Yes. It's my parents, but I've not seen them for several years. I'm cautious because I'm like, what the?
He raises
going-
a ridge, looks at you.
I'd like to insight check when, he's calling his parents' name and then calls them a friend. If he means, like they're our friends,
Give
or
me
if
a
he's
roll.
trying to be. Okay. Oh, fuck no.
It's
How's a
a-
5?
hard to read. I mean, you
Lizard
think he's
folk, they're
probably
different.
being honest and genuine, but it's kind of hard to pick up on it.
Yep.
He does turn to the. He looks beyond you to the two elk, and he tells the two behind him to go grab them.
As they're going to grab them, I will tell them that there is a third and point in that direction.
And he'll point
If
the third
they're
direction.
being friendly,
He'll point
being
to where
open.
the third one is you pointed out. They will carry the elk for you. Come. We'll prepare a feast for old friends, or at least family friends.
Have you seen my parents in the last couple of years?
And that's where we'll stop for the week.
That
So,
checks out.
we'll pick back up next Sunday, same time, and see what happens next. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Remember, we're in this adventure called Life Together. So keep that golden rule in mind and treat those around you the way you'd like to be treated yourself. And with that, please, have a good week.
Bye.